for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
I became very friendly with Muhammad Ali in the 70s. And Muhammad Ali worked his butt off. And I saw it firsthand. And I remember that there was a sports writer that was there in the gym when he was working out and he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him, how many sit-ups do you do? And he said, I don't start counting until it hurts. Now think about that. He doesn't start counting his sit-ups until he feels pain. That's when he starts counting. That is working hard. And so you can't get around the hard work. It doesn't matter who it is. As a matter of fact, I believe what Ted Turner said. Work like hell and advertise.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar bill.
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for 300 million, and I made 350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing voice.
Good morning, TBV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Some Monday motivation on a Thursday. Yes, sir. I'm feeling damn good. I'm telling you. Look, every day I wake up and I feel like we made the right decision, or I feel stronger about the decision we made and that it was the right decision. I'm happy to announce that we have gone from 283 to officially 299 new patrons. So we're one away from 300, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes, let's fucking go. We can do it. We can do it. Let me just tell you, before I introduce my co-host in Corpus Christi, Texas. Actually, I think he wanted to do something differently this time around, so maybe we should do that, right? But yeah, man, I got a lot to talk about, man. Very happy to be here. Happy you guys are here to join us. If you're just joining us, there's no thumbs up button to hit because we don't care, but you definitely can share the show from within Patreon, all right? So within that app, there's a little share button. Share it from there. Tease these guys. Let them know what they're missing because we got 3 jam-packed heavyweight guests. We got, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. It's like Kolbeinn Kristinsson. And then we got Tyrone Spong. And then we got Jerry Forrest. Everybody in the heavyweight division. So let's get this thing going, man.
It's me, Mario.
What up? Yeah, we got a pack lineup today. Also on our Thursday afternoon show, we have, or Thursday evening, I should say, we have Thomas Delorme at 7:30 Eastern, Shane Mosley Jr. at 8 Eastern, and then Gabriel Flores at 8:30 Eastern. But go ahead and burn, Ness. I know you got a lot of stuff to say.
Nah, man, Biggie once said, ain't shit changed, so we just got 6 interviews for Thursday. Ain't nothing changed. Only thing that is changed is that the Patreons get the goods now, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, to burn, that's probably why I like cutting off because, that shit went, is already gone. It'll come back to me, though. But what's up, man? We're here to talk about Manny Pacquiao taking the year off and questioning, are the finances still there for Mayweather Pacquiao 2, the rematch? I'm going to couple in the fact that Mayweather lost his baby's mother, the mother to his 3 children, Josie Harris. Then he lost Roger Mayweather, who was a big part of his corner. Obviously, in the last part of his career, we were seeing less and less of Roger due to his illness, but he was a big part of his career, and he lost him. And then, I mean, if you want to factor in boxing itself, he also lost his cut man with all the stuff on the hat. What was his name? Angel Garcia, maybe? With all the pins on the hat?
Yeah, it was definitely Garcia. I don't remember his first name, though. But yeah, his cut man was definitely Garcia. His last name was Garcia. Yeah, and now Floyd's talking about taking time off because of this.
Exactly.
So,
it was reported on TMZ. So let me just give those facts. It's, Floyd Mayweather's comeback is off, at least for now, with the boxer telling people that he will likely not fight in 2020 in the wake of multiple personal tragedies and the coronavirus. Now, I didn't mention the coronavirus, but I did mention his 43-year-old, I did mention his baby's mother, Josie Harris, who passed away, Roger Mayweather as well, who passed away. So I just think when you're that rich, and you go through that many tragedies. Oh, Big Supermax on the check-in says it's Rafael Garcia that he also lost in his corner. So it's just like there's no need to fight. I don't know. Some people could say that he would use this as motivation. You know what I mean? The anger of losing such close relatives sends him into the ring to fight. But the normal thing to do is mourn those people. So I can see him definitely taking the rest of the year off. And that's why Manny's taking the rest of the year off, because Manny doesn't really want a tough fight with Crawford or Earl. He's trying to stay viable and available for the Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch.
Yeah, listen, I think this is going to continue to happen. At the highest level of boxing, I think we're going to just see guys take the year off with so much uncertainty. The one thing that fighters don't like is they don't like being out of control. Everybody's always wondering, oh, when's your next fight? When's your next fight? And these guys already know. These guys have dates, and they have venues, and they have likelihoods, and they have all of that stuff, but they don't really go out and share them. And there's a point to that, that doesn't. There's a whole process to the promotion and releasing the information accordingly. That's why we don't get everything flooded at once usually. We usually get bits by bits. And I think the fighters are going to continue to get frustrated with not being able to secure a for sure date, because they're not going to be able to for sure know when we're coming back to, boxing. So, but like in the case of Manny Pacquiao, I think it's a little different with Floyd. With Floyd, I'm sure he had stuff cooking. I'm sure that he had stuff going on. But this is a little easier to accept from Floyd in the sense that we didn't really even care, I guess, first of all. But second, we didn't really have very many specifics. I mean, all we have are a bunch of innuendos. I mean, we've had names from Manny Pacquiao to Conor McGregor to, there's just, I can't really think of anybody else but those two right now. But, so the innuendos is enough. With Pacquiao, it's a little different. I mean, I've heard that the Garcia talks were not only on their way, but they were actually pretty finite in that most of the big details were worked out. Not saying that they agreed to fight, but I mean, I'm sure they were if their camps were that far ahead. That's just what I've heard. But that's a little different because I think he was going to fight at some point during all this. I think that whatever date he had planned is looking like it's not going to be readily available. So what do? I mean, take the year off. If you have money like Pacquiao and Mayweather, you can afford to do that, and I'm sure we'll see some other guys at the top that planned on fighting that just say, you know what, I'm done with 2020. we lost Kobe, we lost Roger. Screw everything. I'm just gonna chill until then, and they can afford to do so. But again, my worry's never been those guys. My worry's always been the guys that work 1-2 jobs and do boxing on the side and have really a lot of potential, but need these fights under their belt. Cassius Chaney can't afford to not fight. And so guys like that, they really need fights under their belts, and so. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know that the Pacquiao Mayweather money's not there, but I can tell you it's not there right now. Nobody's going to take any sorts of gambles on this thing.
I don't know if you got the link from World Boxing News, because this article, I believe, was World Boxing News. They said Floyd wants $300 million. I'm going to pull it up if I still have this link. I'm looking for it. Floyd wants $300 million. But the last fight he received 100, I think is what they're saying. I got to double check. I don't want to be telling a lie here, but definitely I seen the 300 is what he wants, and I'm pretty good with my memory, so I'm gonna tell you that I believe they said Floyd received 100 guarantee and Pacquiao received 50 guarantee, but they believe. Obviously the writer believes that the networks will not give Floyd $300,000 because they just don't think they'll make that back, because they're estimating that they're going to lose about 1.5 million views from the last time. You know what I mean? So they're thinking this one comes in around maybe 3 million. Oh, wow. That's a great show right there, or a topic. We could leave that for the evening. We got to do another show this evening. But yeah, this is it here.
I got you. So far holding off, it could be Pacquiao. Final decision. Yeah, Floyd recently admitted that $300 million would be enough to seal the deal, but with pay-per-view projections around $3 million, $1.5 million less than the first fight, it would be tough for any TV network to be able to guarantee that figure. And that is from WorldBoxingNews.net, and the writer was Phil J. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, he writes a lot for them, and look, they've been getting some really solid exclusives, especially with like Shelly Finkel over the years. But I remember Floyd getting like 250. So if he wants 300, that's not off. I thought Floyd received, when it was all said and done, 250. Pacquiao received 180. I'm pretty sure you can find those numbers with a quick Google search. So if he wants 300, I don't think that's bad. I just think that he waited so long that now the numbers don't make sense for certain networks. And, he might have to take this to an app or to Saudi to get this money. They can get it in Saudi. He's flirted with that. We've done shows on his little Instagram clip saying, I'm going to Saudi Arabia, but he'll talk about the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. So if you could bring in some Saudi money, then you bring in some network money or Dazn money, because maybe a U.S. network all of a sudden doesn't think it's it's worth it to do a 3, 4, 5 o'clock pay-per-view, right? So maybe DAZN is like, we'll do it. We want subscriptions. Maybe ESPN says, we'll do it. We want subscriptions. But even though ESPN, we've seen that they quickly do ESPN pay-per-view. So, that would be slightly different. But yeah, I mean, I think that the money is there. What's not there is the interest. What's not there is the interest, bro. I think Floyd, if he really wants 300 million, he needs to come back and take a fight. Build that interest back up. Because right now, people don't believe that he wants to fight anymore. Like, he's been, out for a while now. He's been doing exhibitions. Like, no one really believes him anymore. He needs to come back and beat someone, maybe Thurman too, off another loss and injury. Someone beatable. Maybe Danny. Build that interest back, because if you beat someone, you could maybe he could go under that. Maybe he could get. Oh God, no, Ness. Why did I even think that? I was thinking Berto too. What could he do that's safe? I mean, because it's got to be safe, but it's got to pull interest.
Yeah.
Because you're Floyd. You came back with Marquez. You can't come back with a Jamal James.
Oh no, God, no. It's too late for that. Like this guy he's become bigger than the sport in a lot of ways. And back then that was a little different. He was still Floyd Mayweather, our pound for pound king. Whoever it was at the time was by default because he'd been out a year or more. But now it's just so much different. Now he spent so much time away from the sport, and there's new players and there's guys that we're excited about. And with Floyd, like there's a difference there. The draw to me has always been the undefeated mark. He made trolling popular, and he did it, and he wanted people to want him to lose, and they tuned in to watch him lose, and he didn't. That was the cachet of his fight. That was the cachet of his fight. And now we're in a situation where I just don't even care anymore. I really don't even want to see him back. And I don't want to see Pacquiao really either that much, but at least he's fighting people that make it interesting. Would I want to see Floyd again? Absolutely. If he's going to fight the Earl Spences of the world and the Crawfords of the world. But if he's the top boxer, then we got to pay to watch top fights. These fights aren't top fights. And I don't think that people care about Pacquiao as much as they think anymore. And I think that whether the money's there or not, our current climate, our current economic, I guess, what's the word when you forecast? Yeah, forecast. Our current economic forecast just doesn't allow for fights like that to really take place. Like that money's not there right now, and it's not going to be there. These people aren't going to put this money up. These sponsors aren't going to put this money up. They're not going to just unload a bunch of money into a project that may or may not happen. And by the way, whether coronavirus is, a thing in 3 months or not, Floyd Mayweather is one of the most, I mean, these reports come out all the time, and I feel like he's trolling us to the point where he just wants to be in the center or in the mix, which, okay, that's fine. He's that kind of figure, but I don't know, to continue to get money from boxing fans, not putting up, the boxing fights that we want to see. I don't know. I don't think the money's there anymore. He's not the kind of draw that we want to see, like a Mike Tyson or a Roy Jones, guys that do incredible things in the ring, guys that perform at a level that make us want to give them their money no matter who they're fighting. Floyd's not that guy. Floyd's not that kind of performer. He's incredibly talented, but he's got to be in there with somebody who we think can beat him. And right now, he's not talking about guys that we think can beat him.
Yeah, but bro, come on, bro. This is what I'm saying. It's a comeback. It's a comeback fight. Yeah, he's a once in a lifetime, athlete, but like, he's still a comeback. Good comeback right there. George Foster. And look, you see, this is another great thing about Patreon, right? The chat is moving at a slower pace, and it's more personable. And George, that was a great recommendation. Amir Khan in Saudi Arabia as the comeback. Amir has a glass jaw. Saudi Arabia has the right money. You bring Floyd back. You do Amir Khan 3-fight deal, right? He wants the 300. He'll get more than 300. He'll do Amir Khan, whatever they want to give him. Couple hundred, right? Manny, 300. Canelo rematch, 350. Ride off into the sunset with over $1 billion.
Say it one more time. Say those names again.
All Saudi Arabia fights. Amir Khan. Canelo already went over this, so I'm like I said, Amir Khan first because his glass jaw. You warm Floyd back up. Manny Pacquiao because he's a midget. He already beat him. Confidence is there. Then you bring the big dog for the real rematch at 350 million. You give him Pacquiao somewhere around 250 again. You give him Amir maybe 150, 200, and you just keep giving him what he wants. 200 for the Amir, whatever. 300 for Pacquiao, whatever. 350 for Canelo, ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, that does not inspire at all. I mean, that Canelo
Stop.
fight would be awesome.
Your favorite,
it would be
your
awesome.
favorite fighter, Amir Khan, finally gets his shot off a fucking layoff, and you telling it doesn't inspire? You're lying right now. You trying to be the bad guy when you can't. He gets his shot. He gets his shot. Then everybody who still believed in the salt water and the magic shoulder fucking healing, right? They get their shot. And then all the crying Mexicans for Canelo's only blemish, they get their shot. Man, you crazy? That's $1 billion contract right there.
No, you're right, but look, you know what? You know why?
Jesus,
I
man.
wasn't
I
sold
mean,
when
really,
you said that?
they need to look. They need to look to do that. It's
No,
not like
why?
it's difficult. I'm sure they thought of it, but wow. I mean, if you go to Prince Khalid with that and say, look, we're gonna give you 3 Floyd fights, but we need this much, and it's these guys. I mean, I don't know. Those are the biggest fights in boxing right now.
Yeah.
Amir just got lucky because he opens the gate in Saudi, you know what I mean, with his glass chin. But he's a big dude too in terms of, social media and following, you know what I mean? Look at what he did over there in Dubai with Billy Dib.
No, I hear you. I do. Here's the issue is that when you were trying to sell me the fights, you were also talking to Floyd. I could feel you talking to Floyd. And the way that you were selling these fights is like, come on back, Floyd. Don't worry. We have a bunch of broken-winged fucking birds for you to fight. Like, you were like, oh, yeah, Khan's great because he's got no chin. Pacquiao's great because he's short. Like, I feel like you're like, come on, Floyd. Nobody's going to hurt you. Like, come on. There's no chance you're going to lose. Like, listen, what he wants more than anything other than maybe a shit ton of money, which he already has, is not to lose his undefeated record. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he wants. So would I be okay with him going through Khan and Pacquiao to get to Canelo at the end of the day? Sure, I would. But as much as I respect Khan and as much as I wouldn't count him out in that fight, honestly, it's probably always been like a 75-25, maybe 70-30 fight. And the longer Floyd stays out, the better Khan has a shot.
Exactly. He's getting him off a layoff, champ.
Yeah, no, I know. I hear what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, the Keith Thurmans of the world, the Crawfords of the world, the Earl Spence of the Earl Spences.
Yeah, he might go Thurman because Thurman does more pay-per-views than Khan.
Yeah, but they've earned those fights. They've earned those types of fights, whether or not Floyd, agrees that they're stars or whatever, or thinks they're too dangerous. They've earned those fights. To pass up on those guys,
no one earns a Mayweather fight. You get picked. Come on, brother. You know this. Like to say,
no, I know.
To say anyone earned the fight. I mean, Thurman been earned the fight. He was the mandatory. Floyd ducked him. He vacated his belt not to fight Thurman. So to say anyone deserves the fight, it doesn't work that way with Floyd, and it doesn't work that way with Canelo. They pick you.
Well, I said earned, and you said that's. And I agree with you that that's not right, but deserved is a different word. And I do think those guys deserve that fight, but earn, you're right. I used the wrong word. But yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm just much more excited to see Crawford Spence, and whatever money could be spent on that, let's spend it on that. We're going to give Mayweather $300 million. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like we don't even know what we're really going to get, and we don't even know what Mayweather we're going to get. So, I don't know. I'd just rather that money go towards Lomachenko, Teofimo. I'd rather it go towards Spence and Crawford. I'd rather it go towards, some of the fights that we really, really want to see that we haven't been able to see because, crossing channels is really difficult, and only money can make, that happen at a rate that would expedite these types of fights. But it's not there. It's not there. And with Floyd, he obviously needs those types of big names to draw the kind of interest because he's not a draw by himself. He needs a strong B-side, I think, these days. That used to not be the case.
Let me interrupt you, champion. We got our first guest, heavyweight, Kolbeinn Kristinsson from Iceland, live from Iceland, ladies and gentlemen. Just proving that the show continues to be international. Mr. Kolbeinsson, how are you? No, wait, it is Mr. Kristinsson. Good morning, is it for you? What time is it in Iceland?
What's up? It's 1:30, but I just woke up, so.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you.
I got home this morning, and I'm in quarantine. So.
Oh man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us a little bit. Very excited to have you on the show. We had your trainer, Sugar Hill, on the show 2 times in the last month. Had a lot to discuss with him, obviously, with his big fight with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. But we know from your promoter as well, Dimitri Salita, that you've been in the Crunk Gym for some time, and you're the next big thing is what they're saying, man. So what could you tell us about yourself?
I don't know, man. Just work hard and try to do the best I can with what I have, man.
I'll help you, brother. How did you get into boxing? Why boxing?
So I was 18 and I was kind of chubby, and a guy told me, "Hey, you got long arms. You can beat someone up. Try that out." So that's how I got into boxing, really.
So you picked it up at 18 in
Just
Iceland?
to lose weight originally, but yeah. And in Iceland, there's like boxing heritage. There really isn't. There really isn't boxing heritage. It was banned until 2002. Olympic boxing was banned from 1950 to 2002.
Wow, from 1950 to 2002?
Yeah, it was banned.
So you couldn't even practice in the gym?
No, they had rings and gyms and people were sparring, and the police came with chainsaws and saw the ring apart.
Wow. So when did you leave Iceland?
I still live here, but I go now to Detroit. I just go periodically to Detroit, then go back.
But during the boxing ban, I'm sorry, I just want to get some clarity. During that boxing ban, did you leave the country to pick up the sport? How did you fight if it was banned?
No, I started boxing in 2007, so 5 years after the ban got lifted. And yeah, so Olympic boxing was allowed when I started practicing, but professional boxing is in national law. It's banned here, so I don't know if I can ever fight here.
All right. Wow. Well, let me introduce you to my co-host, Mario Munguia in Corpus Christi, Texas. Mario?
Hey, how you doing? Kolbeinn, listen, I really am interested. You said you're quarantined right now. What is that like? What's going on? A lot of people are afraid that's going to happen in their neck of the woods. What's that been like? How do you get training done in that kind of just talk about that for a second.
So I arrived this morning from the U.S. I basically took the last flight out to Iceland, and they put into law here that everyone coming after midnight last night has to go to 2-week quarantine. So I set up a plan. I'm getting kettlebells delivered to my house, and they said I can go for runs, but I can't interact with anyone. So I'm gonna go do a lot of strength and conditioning and just shadow boxing from my house. And
that'll work.
Yeah, basically. But yeah.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Now you have you had a fight scheduled for tomorrow. How disappointed are you that that fight's not going to go through? What were you looking forward to? What were you doing in camp that you were hoping to get done in the ring?
I was highly disappointed. It was a really hard camp. After I got to Detroit, it was really hard. We were going really, really hard. So, but I was just positive I was going to knock that guy out in less than 9 seconds. I was 100% sure.
9
so that's
seconds.
basically what we're working. We're working on knocking people out. That's what we're working. We've been working on knocking people out.
But in 9
that's basically
seconds?
what we've been doing. Not 90 seconds.
Oh, 90, okay.
90 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, 9 seconds, not really.
I was going to say, damn, you're faster. I say you must be related to Vin Diesel. My man's Fast and the Furious over here. So how'd you connect with Krunk Boxing and Sugar Hill? Obviously, very good trainer. Right now, he's looking like a master scientist or genius.
It was 2 years ago. 1.5 years ago. I had a fight in Finland against a guy that, he's all right, but it was way too difficult to fight if I went on. And after that fight, I was like, yeah, hey, I need to level up coaching. So I went like, okay, who's the best trainer in the world right now that I could get? And I was like, yeah, it's probably Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill was he was number one on my list, the one that I wanted. So I got into contact with Dimitri Salita, and he put me into contact with Sugar Hill. And later on, that put me into contact with Salita again to get signed to this promotion.
What was the expectations heading into that gym? Like, what did you... I mean, because you had to have known, some history about it. You had to have known how, incredibly successful that gym is. What was your expectations going in, and what was it like in reality?
All through my amateur career, we watched a lot of Krunk boxing, all the Krunk fighters. So I basically didn't really have any expectations. I didn't know what to expect because it's very different. But I think I improved 100% after the first camp with Sugar Hill. It was incredible.
So we got some, questions from the public. I'll just pull those up in a few seconds, so if you could bear with me. First one is coming from Steve in the United Kingdom. He says, given Iceland's relatively small population on the global stage, what do you think gives Iceland an advantage when it comes to being competitive in sports? We've seen the progression of sports like strongmen and soccer, so it's easy to presume that an Icelander will make an impact in boxing on a global stage soon. And are you the man to break through? Good luck in your career, and thanks for appearing on the Boxing Voice Radio.
Yeah, so it's because it's a small country and it's pretty rough. Not everyone, the mentality here is basically what are you doing? You should just go to school and get a job. So everyone that goes into sports, they're kind of outsiders in society until they make it. So it's pretty, you have to have a pretty strong mind to make it here. All those guys, the strong man, he was one of a kind. Everyone doubted him, and he had to push through, and now he's the strongest man to ever lived, So, and it's a rough situation here. It's always bad weather, and there's no money in any sport until you go to make it pro. So, and I'm 100% I'll make it. There's not a doubt in my mind.
How tall are you?
I'll be fighting for a world title within 2 years. 6'6".
6'6". Yeah, you huge. We're showing your Instagram now to the people. You look huge. Let me get back to these questions from the people. Let's see what we got here. Looks like the next one's coming from New Orleans in America. How has the strength training been going? I guess he means the strength training over at
It's been
Crunk.
going really good. Yeah. The strength training at Crunk, we haven't really been doing any strength training at Crunk, but I've been doing strength training with Hafthor. With Thor.
Okay.
Wow,
With,
really? That's amazing.
Wait, with Chris Hemmingsworth?
Yeah.
No, the strong man.
No,
from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
The Mountain.
Yeah, with Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
He's 400 pounds. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, he would definitely be able to help with strength and conditioning.
His gym is like 10 minutes from my house, and I've been working out there with him and his team. And then I put on 7 pounds of muscle from my my fight in January to this fight now. That was supposed to happen tomorrow. So since now there's going to be no boxing for at least 2-3 months. So after my quarantine is over, I'll just be in there full time, just putting on weight, getting stronger.
Man, that's awesome. Let me get one question in real quick, Ness, before you go to the. So, what kind of stuff are y'all doing? Like, because I watch him, I follow him on YouTube, and he does. I mean, that gym is amazing. Like, those guys just work. There's no BSing around. But what kind of stuff are y'all doing? I mean, do you do any kind of like strongman lifts, or is it like deadlifts, low bar squats, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's basically everything like that.
Wow.
We do all kinds of training, and Hafthor is pretty set on just being consistent and consistently working on everything. And yeah, he put me on a diet. He put me on the vertical diet. So I'm eating a lot now, and eating a lot of rice and beef, and that's the hardest part of the getting strong stuff. Just keeping consistently in the diet.
Yeah, man. All right, so let me get to some more here. Mario, you done? You don't got anything else you want to slide in? I know you're a big power lifter.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm just kind of curious because, for all of my experience, I've had people tell fighters
not to use weight training because it gets too bulky.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's not going to help them. But I've always thought that deadlifting would help. I've always thought that squatting could help. I mean, not super heavy, but what kind of weight do you put up in deadlift and squat?
Doing from 60% of 1 rep max to 80% of 1 rep max.
Wow. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's more dynamic.
80%, yeah. Yeah, and then really the 1 rep max, it always gets higher and higher. So, but the thing is with weightlifting, you lift weights, you get sore, you get slow, then you recover, and you're faster and stronger. And then you do it over and over and over and over. So you're always getting better and better. I've been at a time when I was in the amateurs, I used to deadlift every day. So you should do 3 sets of like 80% rep, 1 rep max every day. So, and I think it definitely helps. And I think it's underused weightlifting in boxing, to be honest.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think there's a way to do it right. Like Joshua, there's certain things that he's done that it's kind of been, okay, maybe that didn't help or maybe that hurt him. But I agree. I think overall that kind of dynamic lifting specifically with, do you do any world strongman type stuff while you're there, just messing around?
Yeah, I've been doing the log lift and
nice.
The big dumbbells. I've been trying those out. And it's kind of fun though. Yeah.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. Have you ever tried that elephant bar? I seen he has that elephant bar in his gym. That thing is huge.
Yeah, no, I haven't tried that yet, but I have that. I have that left, yeah. But I've tried also walking, like you go onto the, they call like you carry it on your shoulders and you walk you run with it.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried that one also. Yeah, that's really strange because you gotta like watch stability in your legs when you're going with it.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think I tried it with 350 pounds or something, 400 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's a really tough exercise. Like, that's probably one thing about strongman that people don't realize. And you see that exercise, that takes a lot of stamina. You have to build up a lot of stamina, and it's a specific type of stamina. So, man, that's so cool. Well, please put that training on Instagram when you get off of quarantine, because I would love to see a fighter do some of that stuff. And then honestly, I can't wait to point to you and say, like, this guy's doing it. And hopefully you're knocking these guys out in 90 seconds and you change the world, right? Or at least the world of boxing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan. And I feel like I'm in better shape when I'm stronger. Like, I feel like I have more stamina when I weightlift.
All right, we got
personally at least. So.
No, that's good, man. It only matters if you personally feel it. Someone else is telling you to do it and you're not feeling it or feeling the benefits, you're definitely going to want to stop. But if you're feeling the success from it, you want to continue. We got another one coming from George John. I don't know where he's from, but he said, which current heavyweight do you admire the most?
I have to say Fury. I mean, Fury's number one in the division, and he's got full work like a junior middleweight. It's insane for a guy that big.
Definitely. We got another one from Orlando. Sydney says, Sid says, seeing that you sparred Robert Helenius, how do you feel you fare against him, and is he on your radar?
So I've been training with Robert for like 5 years, and we do good. Like, the sparring is highly competitive. It's back and forth, and I do good, and some days he just does good. So, but I don't think I'll ever fight him, because he's a good friend of mine, and I don't think I'd ever want to fight him.
Yep, man.
But I wish him all the best. I wish that he gets a big fight.
Oh yeah, he's getting a big fight. He just won a big fight. That was a huge win for him right there. That's probably the biggest win of his career, honestly. But I'm looking at this weigh-in picture of you in the Winter Vegas casino. Jeez, bro, you are huge. That 6'6" looks a lot bigger, man. Wow. Let me get to these other questions. We got a couple more. We got Prince of Power says, how did the Tyson Fury glove video look to you?
I don't know, because Fury's got strange punch technique and everything, so it didn't look anything out of place. I was like, because it's also how you're wrapped. Some people like wrap the wrist really tight, and I know Sugar Hill doesn't your wrist is kind of loose when he wraps you, so you can move it. So it didn't really look that any suspicious at all. Just looked, I don't know, like a loose wrist, basically.
All right. Steve in Chicago says, how did you hook up with the Crunk Gym? But you gave us that story. I just wanted to give him his shout out. Obviously, he's listening, and he took the time to write that question. We're going out to Israel in Oklahoma, who says, thanks for coming on the Boxing Voice. I know we're not exactly neighbors, but when you're next in Oklahoma City, which I assume will be in the near future, look me up and I'll do lunch. Israel Weber. Well, there you go. Those are all our questions, Mr. Kristinsson. I want to thank you for coming on the show. We're going to continue to get you on. Hopefully, everyone gets over this coronavirus safely and we get this boxing back rescheduled, and once that happens for you, we'd love to get you on to talk about your next opponent.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm up for it. 100%.
All right, brother. If you can, please give out any social media so anybody who isn't following you can do so.
Yeah, just type in the Ice Bear on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and you can find me.
All right.
Then my handle is the Ice Bear Kristinsson.
The Icebreaker Kristinsson.
Ice Bear.
All right, well, Mr. Kristinsson, thank you for calling in. We appreciate your time once again, and we'll be looking to get you back on soon. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kolbeinn Kristinsson. I want to thank him, obviously, for coming in, and that is our first guest. We're scheduled for heavyweight Tyrone Spong to come on in a few minutes, so we're going to jump out to some phone lines before we get to Mr. Sponge. Heavyweight Spar Joshua was scheduled to fight Usyk in October of last year, and that didn't happen. So, yeah, man, let's get on out to the callers and get this thing started. We got another guest, like I said, at 10 a.m., and we got just enough time, about 14 minutes before that, so we can definitely get out to a few.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Going out to Boomerang in New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. You want to bet on?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning.
Buenos dias, senor.
Hey, why I ain't get my question asked?
You ain't asked him no question.
I sure did. I'm about to screenshot it and send you to you. You skipped me. I was right after Sid in Orlando. Right in front of Prince.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I'm about to screenshot what I got and text it to you. Lucky thing I got your number.
All right. What's the topic? Because I called in a little late. And I don't know how to get them links to get on. I thought you was going to hit everybody up or Skype everybody, but I guess not.
I did in yesterday's call. I put good morning, Israel Weber. Seen it. You just a busy man, J Mac. But I did say good morning. I said we was going live in 27 minutes. I did it almost half an hour early.
All right, what was the topic of discussion?
But you should be getting a notification on the app. You don't have the free Patreon app?
I do have the app. I just don't have. The only thing I could do is ask questions. I don't see no links. I don't see no videos, like upcoming videos or anything.
Nah, the same thing you see on the screen right now. Like, I don't know how you watching it or you're not watching it. Maybe you're just listening on Skype. But like I said, the show's always scheduled the night before, so it was there, and I said I would pin it to the top too. So if you just go to like the .com or the app home, it's always gonna be the first post. You know.
All right, quick thing. What I ran in on y'all talking about Canelo and Floyd. Like, what was the base of that conversation?
He hate Canelo, boy.
Because I mean, me and my brother was tearing your ass up on that back call.
I don't know how you figure that. You know you ain't saying nothing but the same old. Don't nobody want to fight Terrence. That's all y'all said. Y'all ain't say nothing.
Hey,
listen.
According to you, Trey, I mean, other people on there had a different little opinion. Other than your boy coming on there talking about that. Who on here think Keith Thurman could beat Terrence Crawford, honestly, and not laugh about it?
Bruh, that's because the only reason you laughing is because you assuming Thurman's going to be injured coming in that ring. If he 100%.
No, I'm assuming Thurman will get his ass kicked by Bud at this point in time of his career. That's what I'm assuming.
Not 100% Thurman. You crazy.
I hear you. But let me give. That's my first. I want to get my second.
Mm-hmm. He crazy. I can't wait, bruh. Listen, the thing is, Thurman done made so much money. They got my man commentating. He got married. It's just so much. But let's see. We got Steve in Chicago, and I sent you that text, homie. So I don't know when you put your question, but the post been out for a few days too. Steve, good morning. Chicago, what up? Ringer,
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, what's up?
how are you, brother?
Yeah, good. Yeah, what you guys were talking about earlier, Mario, he's looking at this from a hardcore point of view, a hardcore fan. He's not looking at it. Those type of fights with Floyd, they want that to appeal to the casual. Guys like Spence, Crawford, and that, they're not going to make fights like that for Floyd. With these big names, like what you were saying with Pacquiao, with Amir Khan. That's what gets the casuals in, and that's what generates the cash flow. The hardcores don't generate the cash flow. That's what I was saying. Who wants to see, like I've been telling you about Canelo and Triple G? I don't want to see that, but that's the fight that the people that make these fights know will bring in the money. I don't want to see Triple G and Canelo again. And when Floyd comes back, he's not going to fight guys that we want him to fight. He's going to fight exactly those guys that you mentioned. And that's how I see that. They don't care about us. The people that want to see the real good fight. They want to make fights that attract the name so they can make the money. And Mario's not looking at this right. That's all I got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Listen, that's a three-fight mega deal. Mega deal.
Right.
If HBO wanted to come back in the box and they sign that mega deal and it's over.
Wait, say it again, this?
I said if HBO wanted to come back into boxing, all they needed to do was sign that mega deal and it'd be over.
Yeah, no. And I get where Steve's coming from too, and he's right. I mean, those are the fights that while Steve was talking, I was trying hard to try to figure out who were fighters that A-sides that were so good that they didn't need a strong B-side. And really there's nobody. I mean, Chavez Sr. is who I can remember the most, and probably Tyson. But there is no real A-side that doesn't demand a strong B-side. Even like De La Hoya when he fought Vargas, Vargas hadn't been a star that long, but he was still a strong B-side. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I get it. I was about to come and talk shit about Floyd and say that, if he's a true A-side, then he should be able to carry the Spences of the worlds and the Thurmans of the worlds and the Crawfords of the worlds. Like, he should be able to carry them. But, yeah, I don't think he can carry them anymore. I really don't, because I think that the casual interest has softened on him.
Let me get Mr. Spong on the line.
Yeah, I'll hold you down.
He's ready.
Yeah, so I think Steve's right, definitely. I just remember like Vargas being like a strong B-side, and that's who the example I was going to go to. Like I had my aunts and uncles that or my aunts that thought he was like adorable, and then I had uncles and friends that were like, dude, who's this guy with the roach antenna bangs? And so it was just like one of those cool oh, go ahead. Oh, my bad. Okay, no guest yet. So yeah, no, real quick too, shout out to Kolbeinn Kristinsson. I cannot wait to follow his career. That is going to be awesome to see the type of development and the type of progress he can make with that kind of training. Because if you've never seen that type of Thor strongman training, it is nuts.
All right, Mario, I'm back, and I got our second guest, heavyweight Tyrone Spong, on the line, trained by one of my favorite trainers, Pedro Diaz. What's going on, Mr. Spong? Good morning. How's that Miami weather?
Good morning.
Well, Hialeah, right?
Miami weather is great. Nah, I live down a little bit more up north, but the weather is great. Yeah, it's just a crazy time, not only here, but all over the world with this coronavirus. But, we keep positive, we keep it moving, and everything is great.
So, man, I've been following you for some time now and patiently waiting for you to get some television time. I got so excited when it looked like you were going to be fighting Alexander Usyk in Baltimore, Maryland area at the Harbor in the MGM Grand. That didn't happen. And ever since then, we really haven't heard anything else about you being on a network or television. What could you tell us? When will the world finally see you on network television?
Man, I had a fight scheduled for next month, but due to this coronavirus, there have been a lot of cancellations, no traveling, no overseas flights, so that fight is postponed now. I didn't really know who my opponent would be, but for now it's postponed. So, I think right now the only thing we could do is wait for this to, move away and go from there. But as of now, I'm back in training. And ready for whatever.
Now, is it a full kind of training, or have you had to alter your usual training methods because of Corona and gym shutdowns and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure we had to adjust a little bit because I train in the old Muhammad Ali boxing center down in Miami, and the whole park was shut down. The training center was shut down, so we have to adjust, but hey, we could still get the work, and you could do your rope work. You could, make an appointment with your coaches and some training partners to train outside. So I've been training.
Absolutely, that's definitely what you can do, and that's definitely what everyone can do, by the way. So what's it like training with Pedro Diaz? What kind of relationship do y'all have?
Man, Pedro is, I call him a dictator, man, because he's definitely a guy that works you, he works you, he makes you work hard. He's a old school type of trainer, and I like it. It's something that fits me. I like to work hard, and he's a guy that doesn't take no nonsense, not because not just in boxing, but in elite sports, you have a lot of divas where the guys think that they could dictate, and the tables are a little bit turned around that they dictate the training and show up whenever. That doesn't work with him. That shit don't fly with him. You do what as he says, and it's the old school type of training.
So, Mr. Spong, can you walk me through like the career? Are you kind of paying for these fights on your own? Because I see you have a lot of Mexico fights, and I don't know that you're with a big promoter. Are you just kind of doing it on your own? We had a similar guest like that by the name of Chris Lovejoy, also in the heavyweight division. Are you kind of just grinding out until you get a contract?
Nah, so, my fights, or some of them we paid for, some of them, we get offered. I just take whatever, and it's kind of similar because maybe your listeners didn't know, but I was a previous kickboxer.
No, we definitely know you're a kickboxer and you were a champion in kickboxing. Like I'm telling you, we were excited for the Usyk fight. I thought it was going to be a very interesting fight, man.
It definitely would be, it would be, and I liked it. I know a lot of people, thought that it was just going to be an easy walk in the park for Mr. Usyk, but, I didn't share that same opinion, and the same thing, like with my kickboxing career, I earned everything, I did it the hard way, and that's why I'm an old school type of guy, even though my age, that's how I was brought up, you just train, you don't complain, and you take fights, and that's what you do as a fighter. You know, you don't go and pick and choose your opponents. Whatever they offer, that's what I take. You know, and I haven't really, until the Usyk fight, there's not a lot of guys that would take a chance against me.
Talk to me about that. How many names turned you down? I need to know who's turning you down, because I mean, you should be able to fight someone. We need a credible, notable name. An Areola, Travis Kaufman, a Bermain Stavern, at least a Derek Rossi. Like, who's turning you down?
Bro, let me tell you, most names, notable names, guys that are considered tough guys and up there, they turn me down, bro. They turn me down. You know, whether they think that I'm too big of a risk. You know, I'm not the type of guy that is a shit talker. I know nowadays that's the formula to get big fights. People think that they have to act a certain way to sell fights or get contracts and get fights, but I'm just a guy that I'm an old school guy, bro. You train, you show up, you fight, and I fight hard. You know, I always go for the knockout. I don't like decisions, and it's you know, it's hard for me to get certain fights because guys turn me down. I'm not a guy who's gonna call other boxers scared or whatever, but I think that they get too much caught up in this fucking system that you have to be undefeated or whatever. You know, being undefeated is a plus, but I don't think a loss will divine or you know, be it's something that could make you less of a fighter. You know, we fight and we entertain the fans. So just train hard, take fights, win, lose, or draw. Just put on an exciting fight. That's the way I was brought up. You know, obviously I always want to win and I always go for the win, and I don't think I'm gonna lose, but you know, it's hard. It's hard. None of these guys want it because it's a big risk.
Yeah. So, were you talking about Wilder there? Because he checked off all those boxes of who you were talking about, but no.
Deontay Wilder?
Was I reaching there? I was reaching there. Okay. No, that's okay. It's okay.
No.
I just you were saying, you know, things, and it was like, wait, that sounds like undefeated record. Wait, guys that are big and then get beat. Like that was, you know, that I don't know. It just I guess I reached there a little bit, but that's okay. I just wanted the scoop.
Nah, Deontay Wilder, he did what he had to do. He lost the fight. Doesn't make him less of a fighter. You know, everybody's going to come out of the woodworks now and say, oh, he's a bum. Bro, you're not a bum if you could do what he can do. The only thing is, what I think is he got a little bit exposed, but you got to have the ability to expose the man. And Tyson Fury is a guy who has all the tools and the skill set to do that. Not everybody could do it. Do I think I could do it? Yes, I can. And that's not me talking big. I just always saw that in Wilder, that if you fight a certain style with him, that he doesn't like that as much. And, you know, Fury did just that.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. And I wasn't trying to sandbag you, or I wasn't trying to, like, that wasn't a got you question at all. I was honestly, I thought, because it just seemed like you were that exactly who it sounded like you were talking about. But let me ask you a question. We all know that the fist game in boxing is much different than the type of boxing, you know, in the sport of boxing. But how did that help you making that transformation, like, you know, transitioning into boxing? How much did that help you?
Excuse me, I didn't get what helped me.
So you used to be a kickboxer, correct?
As a kickboxer, no, it's a totally different world, man.
But were there any things that you took from it that did help?
Yeah, my work ability, like working hard, and being a tough fighter. You got to be strong, you got to be tough, but that's not the most important thing in boxing. You got to be smart. You got to, use your ring intelligence and how do you say that? Be able to adapt. And in kickboxing, you have to adapt a lot because there's so many different styles. And I have that plus because I fought over 100 professional fights in kickboxing. So I've seen it all. I know how to adjust. But, boxing is a totally different game, man. It's totally different. And, that's why nowadays you see a lot of MMA fighters, a lot of kickboxers talking shit like they're just gonna step in and go box. And I don't, slack on nobody. You could try it, but it ain't that easy. Give it a try and you'll find out. Once you meet an elite level boxer, it's a different ballgame.
So, Mr. Spong, we got a few questions from the people. Just want to go ahead and ask these. We got Jordan Baker in Florida who says, are you sure Nestor Gibbs and you aren't long-lost brothers? People say that we resemble each other.
My dad used to travel. He's a good-looking guy. I don't know. We might just be.
All right, we got Brandon in Cincinnati says, Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence. Who do you have?
I got Spence, man. Man down.
All right. George John says, would you say that Usyk ducked you? It all did seem a little fishy.
Man, listen, at the time that it just happened, I was very emotional, very mad, but, the whole thing didn't make sense. I passed everything. So the substance that they supposedly found is a substance that stays in your system for at least 4 months. I got to find out because I never heard about that shit. So once I did some research with my team and everything, we found out it stays in your system for at least 4 months. And it's impossible for me to pass the first 3 tests, then the 4th is dirty, but then the 5th is clean, because there was just a week in between the 4th and the 5th test. So how can it be that the 4th has it and the 5th pops is clean again? In a week time, we wouldn't have any time. It couldn't be out of my system. And, like I said, I'm not a shit talker. I won't ever say that Usyk would be scared or whatever. Maybe his team thought that I was too big of a risk. After all, once they saw me in person, once they, maybe they just took it and never heard of me and thought, okay, that's an easy fight for his heavyweight debut. But I can't answer it, man. I don't know. I was just as disappointed as all of the fans and everybody. I was much looking forward to the fight. But, everything happens for a reason, and I accepted it and I moved on.
Who's your manager and promoter?
My manager is Marcos Gonzalez. My promoter is Andy Perez from A&T Promotions. Not a big-time promotion, but, he got me this far. I'm 14-0. Won the 2 titles, regional titles, and, yeah, those are the guys that stuck by me and got me this far. Like I said, I did it from the bottom up, man. Because you got to understand, I was a 10-time world champion in kickboxing, going everywhere in my, the luxury and suites and the biggest hotels and everything. And I started back up from the bottom. And a lot of people don't understand that it's a big sacrifice. Not many people would do it, but I don't do this for just the money or the fame or whatever. I'm really doing this because it's a challenge, and I believe I can do it. I have the skill set to do it. So, I did it the hard way, and here I am now.
How difficult you think it's gonna be for your promoter Andy to get you, let's say, a Chaz Weatherspoon fight, so you could show the world, a common opponent with Usyk?
I don't think it should be too hard. I didn't fight since last September, so I just want to fight now as soon as possible. Now unfortunately we have this virus, but I think just one fight, and then people, the bigger promoters will see what I got and offer me some bigger fights.
And you never had any talks with Eddie? Because I'm sure that he's gotten more of an interest when it comes to an opponent for Usyk from you than from, fans in Chaz Weatherspoon. So what I mean is, like, when I heard it was you, I was in a bunch of group of fans that were excited. I'm pretty sure that same group of fans were not excited when it was Chaz Weatherspoon. So, I mean, you bring a little something to the table. Have there ever been talks of maybe a matchroom deal?
Yeah, look, I right after that incident, it was all very strange. Right after that incident, the promoter, was Adrien, and obviously the promoters were upset as well. But I got invited to go to AJ to prepare him for his fight against Andy Ruiz. So I was in camp with him for a month. We sparred. Eddie came to the sparrings. We had a sit down because I called him aside. I was like, yo, this is what happened. It was very strange. I do apologize to you as a promoter. Even though I don't know, what happened, but I put everything aside. I was the bigger man. I called him aside. I said, listen, but I'm ready. I'll take on anyone you put in front of me. And we had talks, and then he was here again for the show in Miami, where Diaz won the world title. And we spoke again briefly, but the man is busy. I'm not gonna chase him down or whatever. The man is busy with everything he has going on. But I do think a lot of these promoters are sleeping because, as you know, Nesto, you follow it, you see the fans, their reactions and everything. I got a loyal group of fans and supporters, which I'm very thankful for, because they know I put on exciting fights. It's always exciting when I fight, and I got When they heard it was Chaz Witherspoon, no disrespect to Chaz, the man stepped up and took a risk and fought. But people were like, "Who the fuck is that?" And I just think that I have more fans worldwide than many top boxers because I've been in combat sports for such a long time that I built that. I earned that. It was not bought. It was not given. I earned it. So, I bring asses in the seat.
I agree, man. I want to see you get that shot, man. I don't know. I just feel like giving so much promoter advice. Like, damn, hasn't Lou DiBello or Salita reached out? I just feel like the heavyweight division is so hot right now. Every heavyweight is getting an opportunity. And I'm just like, why is it taking so long for you to get your shot? I mean, heavyweights, everyone is being signed. Look, Big Baby suffered a failed drug test. He just got signed with Top Rank, Povetkin had 2 failed drug tests.
Yeah, but I want to...
He signed with Matchroom.
I want to clear that up, though. I never got suspended, and this is what I call, they never found something it was an at first finding. That's how they
worded it.
Made it known to me. It's at first finding. I don't know what the fuck that means. I mean, it's legal or it's not legal, and the commission didn't, approve, so I didn't get to fight. But I never got suspended. I got no issues. I could fight tomorrow, bro. And it's weird to me because that's the politics in boxing. Some of these guys. Big Baby is a good friend of mine. He suffered, a suspension, and he got signed, and but a lot of these guys, they offer you some bullshit because they think that you're desperate, and I'm not desperate. I know my skills will prevail, and I want what I deserve, that's it.
I hear you, man. Definitely got to stand for something or fall for anything. So holding out for the right deal is worth it. We're going to Caesar in Las Vegas. Says, what's up, champ? Thanks for coming on the Boxing Voice show and answering our questions. Why the hell did Usyk fight an out-of-shape guy, T-Spoon, instead of you? You kind of already answered that, but we want to give everybody their shout-out for putting in their question. We got Mr. Sims that says, thanks for answering our questions. Hope to hear news about a fight from you. My question is, are you going to tell everyone about TBV possibly coming on Patreon in the betterment of the sport? For the betterment of the sport. Just notifying your following that you were on the show is what he's asking. We got another one from Chicago, says Steve, who says, do you believe Usyk will be a threat at the heavyweight, and how do you think he does against Chisora? Are you related to Ness, by the way? One question per Patreon, by the way. Go ahead. How do you think Usyk's going to do in the Chisora fight?
I think Usyk is just very skillful, he's a very skillful boxer. I don't believe in that the bigger man always wins, because he's a big man. He's not too big of a man, but I do think that he has the skill sets to upset every heavyweight boxer. But at the same time, he hasn't proven nothing yet, and this is a good test. I do think Chisora is a little bit of a suitable opponent for him. Not super technical, but comes forward with a lot of pressure and not too much head movement. It's an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to the fight. And it will tell us a lot about him. But, for the elite guys, I don't know yet. I don't know.
All right. We got Alvaro, who says, how difficult was it to transition from kickboxing to boxing, and how hard is the sparring at Mike's gym? Who's Mike? Because I thought you was at Pedro's gym.
Nah, he's talking about a kickboxing gym in Amsterdam. I never been there. I always fought guys from Mike's gym, so this was my rival. And I beat them all, by the way. But I think that the sparring is hard there. The sparring is hard. They always spar hard in the Netherlands, in most of the gyms. And what was his other question?
Let me double check. The transition from kickboxing to boxing. How hard is the transition?
I said it earlier. It's really hard. It's a different stance, different footwork. You could have a guy that looks out of shape, that has skill sets, and it's super hard. You got to adjust. It's not for everybody. You got to have some certain skills and attributes to make it work for you. That's why I said a lot of these kickboxers or MMA fighters talk about being a boxer, but it's a totally different world. And boxing is more of a chess game. You know, the name says it all. It's the sweet science. So it's really difficult to make that adjustment.
How did you hook up with Diaz? Because, when speaking of the sweet science, obviously him being a Cuban trainer, he has that, Cuban background, which makes him a technician and a teacher. How did you guys connect?
It was about 4 years ago that he was just here in the States, and, I saw him. The first time I saw him was with Miguel Cotto on the 24/7 shows that he was working with Cotto for the fight against Mayweather. And I thought that he was very interesting. I liked the way he worked. I liked his coaching and everything. So coincidentally, I was here training with the Black Syrians, a famous MMA, one of the biggest MMA teams in the world. And he came by, and he was with Orlando Solis, and he saw me train, and he called me aside. He was like, "Yo, let me see some stuff." And we did some mid work, and from that day on, he kept working with me, even for my kickboxing fights. And then he just told me, and this was the second guy, because Floyd Mayweather Sr. was the first guy that said, "Man, you got to box. You can box." And we kept working for my kickboxing fights. He did my hands, and obviously I did my regular kickboxing training. And then I had a freak accident. I broke my leg, and I took that as a sign. I took that as a sign that God wanted me to do something else. I was already a 10-time world champion, and I had nothing more to prove in kickboxing. So we started working, and I made my debut a year after that accident in Germany, and we've been together since then.
That's great, man. He's definitely a really good trainer. I missed you one time. I don't even know if you remember or correlating the two, but one time I was in Miami for I went to see Rigendahl for his Lomachenko fight, but you were not in camp. I was so mad because I wanted to see you and get you on video.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
I remember that. I was out for like a week, and you were there for the days they were here. We missed each other.
Yeah. But we'll get it together, man. As soon as you get this fight, I'm down there. I need that Miami weather. We got another one coming from Carlito in the UK. He says, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you sparred AJ. How'd that go?
The sparring was very good, was very good. It proved a lot of things for myself, because even though you believe in yourself and you know that you can do it, it's always good to test it, to actually do it. And since he's considered the elite and one of the best, it was good for me to see how I could do against him, and I was more than happy.
How was that sparring different from your everyday sparring with Hrgović?
Obviously, it was the sparrings I have with Hrgović are absolute fucking wars. They're wars. And obviously, with AJ, it was tough. We did some hard sparring, real hard sparring, but I'm a guest there, and I don't want to be the guy to injure or whatever, be disrespectful. So we had good sparrings, but it was a little bit more how do you say that in proper English? Specific to prepare him. So that was the only difference. But it was hard. If he could knock me out, he would, and if I could knock him out, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
So, is it difficult, or do you find it because you get sparring with guys like Hergovich who are very tall, easy to be the shorter man? Because BoxRec has you listed as 6'2".
Yeah, I'm a bit more than 6'2", maybe 6'2.5", but yeah, it's definitely smaller than all the the big guys. Look at Wilder, look at Fury, look at AJ. The list goes on. They're all like 6'4", 6'5" minimum. But I'm used to it. That's why I said being a big guy doesn't impress me. Being big is not a sport unless you're on the stage for bodybuilding or whatever. But I'm used to it because I moved up to heavyweight in kickboxing as well to prove a point, to seek new challenges, and it's not easy, but I came accustomed to it, and I'm used to it by now, and I have my ways of getting the job done. And you saw it with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is what, 6'1", something like that.
Yeah, he says 6 feet on his box rec, but I think he's like 5'10", man. He's short.
Maybe 6'3", I don't know, but he's obviously smaller than all the other opponents as well, and he got the job done. He's a great fighter, and he has one loss now against an elite guy, and that can happen. But I don't always see being big being an advantage. If you have a guy like Fury who could use that, it's difficult. But at the same time, you can get it done. Look, I sparred with Ortiz. I sparred with Ivan Dyko as well. All big guys.
Damn, where'd you do that sparring with Dyko? Did you do it in Miami, or did you get him in Jersey?
No, in Miami.
Oh, wow. Okay. Was his trainer there?
Yes, he was training with Derek Santos.
Oh, at
a
the
good
time.
friend of mine.
Yes,
I don't know if
yes.
he's still working with him.
Yeah, no, they are together. Yeah, out of Boca Raton, right?
Yes, correct.
Yep. So, all right, we got a few more. One coming from Ghetto Matt, who says, Champ, would you entertain a boxing-only rematch with Overeem now that he's off that horse meat?
Man, I would fight him in anything. And I'm a fighter. If they want boxing, if they want fucking thumb wrestling, if they pay me, I'll fight. I'm a fighter, and I could fight whatever. If it's kickboxing, MMA, boxing, thumb wrestling, karate, whatever, I'll fight.
Sure, let me get to the next one here. We got J Mac in New Orleans says, did Tyson Fury's gloves look suspect? And did Canelo eat the meat,
man.
Or did he cheat?
Nah, man, look, Tyson won fair and square, and he used a jab, which, is just fast, just slapping, and you could see once he used some of those slap jabs to keep him busy, and once he would sit on his punches, he would punch harder. But, all these conspiracies about him cheating with, better gloves or whatever, that's all BS, man. He just won. He was the better man of the night, and he got the job done impressively. And it's hard for some people to accept it, but that's just facts. He won, and I heard there's some allegations about him being hot right now on some substance or whatever. I don't know what's going on, but innocent until proven guilty. And that's that. And as far as Canelo, he got a hell of a team. If they, I don't know. I don't know if it was the meat or if it was something else, but they said it was the meat. So who am I to say otherwise? I don't know.
Well, Mr. Spong, sorry to take you down that road. We got it. Two more. Jemmy in Delaware says, what happened with the Usyk fight? Never went through. I Googled it, but I'd rather hear it from you. You've already answered that, giving him a shout out. We got JT in the New Orleans says, would you rather get hit by Tyson Fury, special gloves, or Deontay Wilder?
I'd rather not get hit by none of these big motherfuckers.
For sure. Well, Mr. Spong, that is all our questions. If you can, please give out your social media. I've been screen sharing it with our listeners, but please let them know if they don't know how they can follow you. And thank you once again for coming on the show. As soon as you got something scheduled, man, we want to get you back on and announce it to the world and let them know where and how they can watch you fight. But thank you again for your time.
A big shout out to all my fans. You guys been tremendous. Always motivating me because I always want to put on great fights for you guys. You can follow me at Tyrone_Spong on Instagram and social media, on Instagram and Twitter. And other than that, just keep making noise, guys. Keep making noise. I just feel that it's funny because I feel like I didn't even hit my peak yet. I'm saving some of it to give more. I want to give more. I can give more, and you haven't seen the best Tyrone Spong yet. I just I'm saving that for the bigger names. Get me one of those fights. Keep making noise, and I will entertain you. I can promise you that.
All right, Mr. Spong, man, thank you once again for calling in. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Up-and-coming contender, Tyrone Spong, heavyweight division. That is our, second heavyweight or third? That was the third interview? No, we got to work on another one, right? We got Jerry Forrest coming up. So take it away while I jump out and get Jerry Forrest, heavyweight. He's also going to be facing Murat Gassiev. I don't know if that fight got canceled now. What's the date on that fight? Wow.
Let me see.
Did
that
it get canceled?
No.
I hope not.
It's not on there. So anyway, that was a great interview. I definitely interested to see Tyrone fight more and more. I saw a lot of footage of his kickboxing, and he's had quite a few different types of matches. I think he had a jiu-jitsu match too, but the video wouldn't pop up, so I don't know if it was real or not, if he was just rolling or sparring. But man, he's just clearly a fighter. That's clearly what he is. He's a guy who doesn't really matter, like he was saying. It doesn't matter what type or style. If somebody wants to fight, he'll fight them, and it'll be interesting to see that transition, as successful as he was in kickboxing. And that's kind of like going back to the question that I had asked him is, they're clearly two different things. A lot of people will say, "Oh man, this guy in MMA's got great boxing skills," and it's like, no, he throws his hands really well, but that's a lot different from having boxing skills, like in the sport. A lot of people can put a 1-2 together. It doesn't mean that they can, do the things necessary to land that 1-2 inside of an actual boxing contest. But Tyrone's clearly got those skills. He's clearly a well-rounded type of fighter, and able to balance out just competitive nature in general.
All right, guys, we're back, and we have heavyweight contender Jerry Forrest on the line. Jerry, man, how are you? Good morning. Talk to me, man. Pleasure to have you on the show. First and foremost, thank you for coming on. How you feeling under these conditions with this corona out here?
Feeling great, actually. Me and my coach are on the way. We just left the beach, running on the beach. So we're still doing good, hanging in there. How you guys feeling?
Very good, man. Thank you.
Good,
Happy
man.
to have you.
Hey, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Perfectly.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, perfect. You're good. So, listen, I just want to start off by asking, where you just said that you come from training and stuff. I was just going to ask you how training was and whether you know or not if your next fight is canceled for sure, because I know it falls in kind of a weird date where, we might be through this, we might not.
Yeah, we're still pushing forward. Hopefully it happens. With the Murray Gazia fight falling out, and now this one, I'm just kind of hoping that I fight for sure. They're trying to make some adjustments. Hopefully we'll find a studio, and we'll probably do it, around in a disclosed place. Most likely won't be an audience or something. So they're still working on everything. So hopefully we find something in the near future to guarantee that the fight still happens.
Got it. Now, as far as the training camp leading up to this, is it going to, obviously it's going to be different because we're all under this like state of uncertainty, but physically, and from like a training camp purpose, is it going to be different because of all the restrictions and things that are going on right now? Are you going to have are you going to feel confident after this camp the way you would feel in any other camp?
Oh yeah, definitely. Nothing's changed as far as my training. Gym. So the way that it works right now is gyms are closed, but I can personally still access the gyms that I need to get my workout on and to get work done with guys. And I have friends that own personal gyms in different cities and states. So yeah, sparring, workouts, nothing changed.
You're lucky, man. You're real lucky because, a lot of people, that's not how it is for them. So you're going to be able to continue like nothing. But what about sparring partners and stuff like that? Isn't that going to be kind of difficult?
We've worked them out. We worked it out a little bit to where certain gyms in certain states are closed because they're owned by the city or they're public gyms. But like I said, I have a couple of friends that own their own gyms, and my sparring partners, they've agreed to meet me different places and all kinds of stuff. So I don't think that I'm going to be affected as bad, or if any, I'll be affected a minimum amount compared to a lot of other fighters in the country. I'm really blessed in the category of still being able to do what I have to.
All right. Well, I guess you're lucky, like Mario said, man. We've been interviewing at least 2 people a day, and they've been kind of restricting things to road work, staying away from people, just doing their road work, going for runs, and stuff like that. But, man, look, you got a big fight. Where are we with the Filip Hrgovic fight? Is that still a go?
That's what we're hoping for. We're praying that it still happens. Like I said, the venue that the MGM Grand is going to be closed down. They most likely won't open. Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, the cases here are going up rather than going down. And they're finding new cases, in New Jersey with the Nets and all of this stuff. So, all of this is kind of like the mid-Atlantic side or whatever. So, hopefully they find a venue, where we don't need the fans, and it'll just be a televised show or something. We don't know anything yet. We're kind of, all the fights right now are pending, so we're just looking to see what's going to happen.
Well, on the
but
bright
we're still
side,
training for that fight.
Yeah, definitely keep training, because on the bright side, I watched an Eddie Hearn interview where he said that the Matchroom plan B is to do, television fights only to kind of meet the obligations of their network providers. So he's going to be looking to stage these events in, venues where it's really intimate family and just the crew members to get the show going. So, don't let them catch you slipping for sure.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. No, we're going to be ready. Like I said, whether it's him or anybody else, you still want to be prepared. And when it's all over, whether it's, 3 weeks from now or a month from now when the fight happens or 2 months from now, you still want to be in shape, because as soon as they say go, there's going to be 1,000 fights across the world. So, you know what I mean? You have to be ready really at that time, you're going to have to be ready within a week or two notice. So, I mean, it's better to stay ready than get ready.
So, walk me through your story, man. I'm a casual fan, hypothetically. Never heard of Jerry Forrest. I didn't see you. I didn't know you were supposed to fight Gaziev. I don't know you fighting Filip Hrgovic, and I damn sure ain't see you fight Franklin. Who are you?
My name's Jerry Forrest, 31 years old. We're not nationally known because, we fight in Virginia, which, the backdrop on Virginia is, basically we had Sweet Pea. We took a lot of dives back in the day, so the state isn't looked at as a comparable state to boxers. But, guys like me, coming along where, I had a lot of amateur success when I did fight in the amateurs, state titles, regionals, nationals, so we've done some great stuff. We've had a lot of private fights, the showdowns in the deserts and the Battle of the Champions at the Rock Gyms in California as amateurs. So we did a great deed as an amateur, but in the pro ranks, we built the brand in Virginia. We basically took a lot of Virginia fighters. We threw a lot of fights here. Myself being the main event on a lot of those cards. Slowly just doing our due diligence to boxing. Slowly working, making my craft. I was a full-time nuclear electrician at the time also. So, we did it while I worked. We took the fights that were smart, but I also, had to provide for my family. So that's where I was, a couple of years ago. And then, we started to fast forward some, and, the fights kept racking up. We kept getting wins. And we were looking for guys to fight. We tried to fight Big Baby Miller. That was, didn't work out. Usyk, that didn't work out last year. We tried to fight Miller again, didn't work out. So then Toledo, they gave us the Jermaine Franklin fight. They offered us Jermaine Franklin. We wanted to fight Otto Wilder. That wasn't going to happen. Unfortunately, you know how boxing works.
Who wanted to sign
we didn't want to. Toledo. Because they had Big Baby Miller, they had Otto Wilder, and they had Jermaine Franklin. We wanted to fight all of those guys, from Toledo. None of them guys, they really didn't want to fight. They tried to catch me slipping with the Big Baby Miller fight. We got offered that 3 times altogether, but one time in particular, what they'll do is they'll wait for you. They'll say, look, we're going to fight Big Baby Miller. Okay, cool. And they'll wait it out. And then 2 weeks before the fight, they'll be like, hey, you want to fight him? And I'm like, nah, we asked y'all, 2 weeks ago to make sure that we were good, and we take the fight. A month out, I'm good. 2 weeks, that's kind of sketchy, you know what I mean? Because I haven't prepared for it. So, they tried to get us on that note, but they wanted to sign us. So, they wanted us to fight some of the guys and then get signed to them. But after the Jermaine Franklin fight, they still wanted to sign us, and we still declined, like I said, But the Jermaine Franklin fight, was a definitely a learning experience. I showed the world what I can do, but I made it look too easy. I figured the world wanted to see a good boxing match, which is, that's the nature of boxing, a good boxing match. For heavyweights, I feel it's more impressive to be able to go 12 rounds or 10 rounds, and make it look easy. Unfortunately, that didn't play in my favor. I could have been more aggressive. If we would have known that it was going to happen like it happened, I would have definitely taken more advantage of it. Would have went for the knockout, and most likely I would have got it. I'm pretty much 100% sure I could have stopped him. But like I said, it was no need to press a fight that I was easily winning. And controlling the fight. I felt, and my team felt. So sometimes it happens like that. I'm not gonna say boxing's corrupt. It's a sport like any other business. The investors have their stuff that they're heavily invested in, and that's what they go with. That's just the nature of business. So there was no hard feelings, but that was a little bit of a robbery for us, but it propelled us. Put us on a nice national scale, where guys like Lou DiBella, Don King, these guys are more interested in signing us now. They're taking us more serious. So we decided to let's wait it out, take another big fight, stop whoever it is that we fight, because we're more than ready. I no longer work, I box full time now, we're training full time, so we're taking the proper steps now. So no matter who I fight now, I'm more than ready. So this is why the Filip Hrgovic fight came up. The Moray Gaziev fight was a fallout because they found out that I was in camp with Steve Cunningham. Found out I was in camp, found out I was training, found out I was ready. So Murray didn't want any scraps, so that's fine. And that's when Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, said, you know what, we got a guy that's 10-0. You know, he's a future champion, ranked very high in the world. Let's try to make the fight with him, and that's the fight that we made. So that's why we're now fighting, you know, Hetkovic.
So what do you know about Hrgovic, man?
I mean, he's a European fighter. You know, he's a cross the pond fighter, standard fighter. I feel goes back and forth. You know, uses his head to nod back like most tall fighters do. He's a statistical fighter. 1-2, throw a flurry of hooks. He throws what I would say are truthfully amateur combinations, which is you have 3 rounds. Let's make the best of it. Throw a lot of punches. You throw punches and bunches and combinations of punches. You know, overhands, uppercuts. So he has a very selective punch variety. He punches very fluently, but they're amateur punches, I feel. They're punches to win rounds, not so much to stop an opponent or disable opponents. So I feel like with a guy like Filip Hrgovic, you have to approach him like a man. I would say like a Mike Tyson fight. Mike Tyson approached a lot of guys as men. You know, he pressed the fight, he pushed the fight, and I feel like that would be the difference with a Filip Hrgovic. You know, babyface assassin Adam Kownacki that just happened. You know, you look at that fight, he was pushed. Wilder got pushed by Fury. So I feel like that's the difference right now with heavyweights. Guys that go for it make the difference. I don't think he's been pushed really, or fought guys that are willing to step and push into it.
Have you watched his fight with Eric Molina, the last one, and what did you think? I mean, Molina was very scared, but even, you know, he landed a lot of scary right hands on Hrgovic. Does that give you any confidence? Did you see that?
Well, I mean, no offense to Eric Molina, no offense to, well, gosh, what's his name? He's from Maine. I can't remember his name. But I don't think that those guys, Molina, those kind of guys, they're not in shape like I am. I don't feel they're as quick as me. Eric Molina's a guy that wasn't supposed to beat anyone, to be honest with you. He wasn't supposed to have a good fight against guys like Wilder. Guys like me and Eric Molina, I feel, are the same type of guys. We're great fighters. We don't have a promoter because we're not from the big-name cities or big-name areas with promoters. The only difference between me and Eric Molina is I feel that I'm a lot faster and I'm a lot crisper. I'm a lot more agile, where Molina is more of a, I guess you could say, power puncher, in the sense of he's a lazy fighter, but he's going to make sure he lands a countable amount of punches. So I feel that mine are a lot sharper. I would press the fight a lot more. Like I said, the Franklin fight, I learned that you can't make it look too easy. So those are big things that I've learned, you know, with my training now. So I think that the Eric Molina fight definitely showed a lot. But the right hands that he landed, if I land that with my left, I think it's a completely different fight. I neutralized Jermaine Franklin with my power. That's why I'm aggressive.
Was the other fighter you were talking about Amir Mansour?
Amir Mansour. I couldn't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yes.
I figured. Okay.
Amir Mansour. I mean, Amir Mansour, you know, he landed a couple shots on him, and they weren't crazy shots, but Amir Mansour also is not the same Amir Mansour that he was 3 to 5 years ago. So,
yeah,
you know, with that being said, it was a good fight, but, you know, Amir Mansour got paid. And that was just, you know, the synopsis of the whole situation. But, I mean, you know, it happens sometimes.
So you don't think you're a short heavyweight? Because he's 6'6", man.
Definitely think I'm a short. Oh, yeah. I definitely think I'm a short heavyweight. But I'm also an agile heavyweight. I mean, the best way I can put it realistically is, I mean, like I said, Tyson fought a lot of taller guys. I mean, you didn't have the influx of tall guys back then, but it's all the same. Power begets power. You know, power generated from the ground up. I feel like I can generate the power to neutralize guys. I mean, my reach is 79, you know, like I said. So, I mean, that's just as long as a lot of tall guys' reach, realistically. Reach-wise, I surprise a lot of guys with my angles and my speed. So, I mean, my reach is really surprising. I think Filip Hrgovic is like 83. which is about 3 inches longer than mine. So what I do is like even Jermaine Franklin, supposed tall. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I think that he'll be susceptible to a lot of the punches that I'm going to be throwing in the varieties that I'm going to throw him in. Steve Cunningham versus Tyson Fury. Up until Steve got tired, I mean, he was crushing Tyson. So I mean, I don't feel that taller guys have an advantage. They just have an advantage if you're lazy. And I sparred Wilder. I've been in camp with Wilder plenty of times. So, I mean, I've had opposition against some great tall guys.
Nice. Well, we got, I believe we got some questions from the people. Let me pull this up. And,
yes, sir.
Give me 1 sec. Mario, take over in the meantime here. I got to find this post.
No
You're
problem.
muted.
You're
muted, Mario. You're muted. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I just completely forgot I was muted there for a second. No, Jerry, I'm so sorry. You didn't hear my question, so I'll ask it again. As far as the card on April 17th, you had said that they were going to possibly move it to a new venue without people, but were they going to stay in the Maryland area? Do you know for sure?
He didn't seem confident.
That's what they're working on.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, the way that I'm seeing it is all honesty. I look at it like this. Even matchroom boxing, with the entity that there are, this is my thing. If I don't see any other fights happening between now and, say, 2 to 3 weeks from now, I highly doubt all is going to happen. That's the thing about it.
Exactly.
The biggest problem right now is you have to not only find venues for probably 100 fights right now. Not only venues, you have to find staff. You can only have a certain amount of people in certain states. Like in Virginia right now, you can only have crowds of 20 people. So you add that up, you can't even have a boxing staff at a fight. So that's why that's my only concern is that nationwide, state to state, there's different numbers of people that can be gathered in central meeting areas. Sorry. So with that being the problem, you have to look at the number of people, the number of staff, the number of coaches. I mean, there's a whole slew of things, including the fighters. So that's the biggest problem right now. But if they can, find an area in time, and which they said they're looking for, and get the camera crews and all of that together, then it can definitely happen still.
Got it. Yeah, I hope it does. Go ahead, Ness.
Yeah,
Definitely,
man. Yeah, definitely. But you're right, because over here in my state, I'm in Jersey, and they don't want any groups of 50. So it's pretty tough.
It's hard. That's why I said, if you look at just fighters, you have 10 fighters on the card, 10 fights. That's 25. That's 20 guys. You know what I mean? At 10 5 fights, that's 10 guys. You include their coaches, you're talking about a camera staff, coaches, judges, referees, security. It's 100 people to throw a fight. I mean, at minimum. And if you're going to have any kind of families, that's 200, 300 people that's small television venue, you know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works out, So,
yeah, man. Hopefully it does, brother. You said that you're now training full time. How long has that been going on?
Since October, we went to the Wilder camp, and after the Wilder camp, we made it full time. We were in the camp for Wilder Ortiz, and after that camp, we pretty much went full-fledged into training. Last year, we were gonna try. Like I said, the end of last year, we were supposed to fight Usyk. Usyk said that he wanted an easier fight coming to the heavyweight division, so that's when we got offered. I want to say Big Baby Miller for the third time. No, I'm sorry. Then we got offered who was it? Morat Gaziev in December. Said he still wasn't feeling good, and up to par. And we said okay. So then we got promised that fight in February, and of course that fell out. So I've been training pretty much since October, waiting on a meaningful fight.
Bruh, did they at least give you a camp bonus? Throw you some
They're
money up
supposed to put
front?
that inside the fight. Well, that's the problem with Matchroom Boxing. I'm not signed to them, so they are going to give me extra, but that's when I fight. So, it's kind of like, okay, when you fight, we know we'll cut you this much extra, but then we haven't fought yet. So, yeah.
Well, at least we know.
Right now, it's just a loss.
At least we know Eddie ain't the type of dude not to pay a dude. You know what I mean? So you're doing well so far, man. You just got to make it to the fight. Hope that you don't get injured, so it's not your fault. I'm sure they won't cut you no check if you got an injury in camp. But listen, Mr. Forrest, I want to thank you obviously for your time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, I was just going to say I want to thank you for your time, and if you can, give out your social media for anybody who hasn't been following you can do so, man. And just want to make this a regular thing. Definitely want to get you back on, as soon as we know anything about your fight date, because that's a pretty big fight, man. Take this one serious, all right? There's a lot of hype behind Hrgovic. You can knock him over, and damn, the doors are going to be busting open for you.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, he's promoted greatly, so we'll see how it goes. Not saying that he's not a great fighter, he is, but his promotions, they've taken big leaps with him. But you can find me at Jerry Slugger Forrest on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Jerry Forrest KO, JerryForrest.KO. Instagram, Facebook, you can just Google Jerry Forrest. A lot of my videos and fights come up, so we're pretty active with everything. Social world.
Well, Mr. Forrest, man, thank you once again, and we'll be getting you back on soon. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Forrest, heavyweight division. That's 3 heavyweight contenders. Heavyweights are hot. We talking heavyweight boxing, but we're also talking Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. All the finances there for a rematch. I'm thinking if they offer Floyd a good old Saudi Arabia deal, you open up the gates on the comeback. You got to give him a soft touch on the comeback, but a viable name, something that can entice the people. And who better than entice the people than Amir Khan? Amir Khan, a fast fighter, big following, over 6 million on his Instagram, already made like 7 million versus Bivy Dilly Dib or some shit like that in Saudi. So imagine what Amir brings with Floyd. Then you just have little Prince Khalid say, all right, we're going to do Khan, we're going to do Pacquiao, and then we're going to finish it off with a Dazn and Canelo. Give Floyd 3 good comeback fights, making him the billion-dollar fighter. So those are the things we're talking about. Obviously, Franchon Cruz, there was some new news. What exactly did the WBDC say? I think they're still holding off, right? They're still giving Alejandra time.
Yeah, they're still holding off, but
crazy.
They didn't put out. I didn't see.
Yeah, I put it out. I put it on Patreon. Like I said, we're gonna be updating Patreon with everything. Everything goes to Patreon first. So hopefully you checked out the press release. The WBC released their formal stance on Alejandra Jimenez and obviously Franchon Cruz and their position on it. And, read it for yourself. You know what I mean? We're updating Patreon on an everyday basis. Just want to continue to reiterate. I know it's going to take a long time, so I can't act like everyone knows. And I may also make a mistake, so don't take offense to it. But if you're calling in on Skype and it isn't a Thursday evening and you're on a $5 level, you're not allowed, champ. Tonight at 7 p.m., all $5. Patrons could definitely call into Skype, and you're allowed. But everyday shows, Monday, spontaneous, Tuesdays, Wednesday morning, all that stuff, 15 and up. So, no hard feelings. Because Skype is a privilege to be a Patreon. But Blog Talk is free. It's like I said, don't get mad at me. Just call into Blog Talk. Like, it's no big deal. You know what I mean? It's free on Blog Talk. Skype is just a privilege for the privileged. For those that want to make sure we stick around, man. We had 3 great heavyweight guests. Now we got to get out to our, obviously, great callers, right? We got to get out to the callers. Looks like we lost Mario for a bit. But, yeah, we definitely got to the sponsors. So let me go ahead and just pick who's next. Let me see here. Majid. Oh, my God, Majid. I'm sorry. Sid, Jesus Christ. Why'd I do that? Sid, what's going on, brother? How are you? Good morning.
I'm all right. Just still working or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Good shit on the heavyweight interview. I don't really got much to say. Just sitting back, listening, and making it through this work day.
All right,
That's
champ.
all I got.
Thanks for calling in. We're going out to looking like Boomerang. I'm sorry about that. In Detroit.
Red belt, black belt, WON green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people, people now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Yo, what's good, boxing boys?
What up, Stainless?
Yo, I'm in somebody's business, so I'm gonna try to be cordial. Franchine Cruz, I heard she got her WBO back, man. That's good news, man. I don't know why the WBC tripping. They need to get that champion her belt back. Uh, Everybody know how I feel about this Manny Pacquiao thing. I saw you put on there yesterday. He ain't even talking about coming back this year. I was telling people that, and they think because I'm a Manny Pacquiao hater that, you know what I'm saying, wasn't no truth behind that statement. So that's a big fat I told you so to the back channel, to the back call. I told you so. If you listening right now, you should have already pushed that thumbs up. If you listening and you ain't paid that $15, man, we gonna have to check you. I see them Patreons rising, man. That's good news, man.
Yes, at the beginning of the show, we notified everybody we officially got to 299, so we're one away from 300. So that's a 16 Patreon growth. So definitely excited about that. We even rang some horns, but we could always do that twice. It's always a good thing when climbing nearer and nearer to your goals.
And since I know they listening, man, we noticed yesterday some other people have started doing some Patreon only shows. So, man, try to be original like Nestor Gibbs and quit biting, man. So I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. It's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you're stupid. Shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Excuse me. Let me check these texts here, man, because they hitting me up. Stainless, we got to you. J-Mac. Yes, sir, brother. If you know they did, do your thing, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Who would have thought that you was gonna be such a nice guy, man? You and CYP going at it like that. I ain't know you was gonna be such a nice guy. My man wanted to kill CYP. One of y'all too. You know what? I can't remember back then. Oh, it was definitely the brother. Actually, it was the brother. It was not you. You were the one saying. Yeah, it was the brother, JT. But yeah, man, all of you guys have been a tremendous help. I appreciate it. Rue in the 504, Rod in the 870, Stainless, J-Mac, JT, man, Rapping Combat, everybody that's been helping out with ideas and coming up with different ways to keep the show going and to, take it to the next level, man. Appreciate the support and the well wishes, man. It's funny. I want to talk about some of these comments while we wait for Mario. It looked like he jumped off. Let me see who's been waiting long. Joe, I see you. We're gonna get to you. So obviously, the episode that we did that I told you we would release immediately, which was I think it's titled something like the Boxing Voice podcast. Let me double check this. It's called the Boxing Voice podcast, and its new home, How to Listen. So, we did that Patreon only first, and then we rated and we released it, right? So I released it two ways. I released it audio only, and I released it video. I released the audio only first, I believe, right? Yes, because it's on uploads. So the video of it's gotten only 690 views. But remember, it's out on the backup channel, so people don't really know. This is like hardcore listeners looking for the show, stumbling onto this. Then it received 80 comments. All right. Let me just go check the audio-only version of it that I also released for free. And this is also on your iTunes, your TuneIn, your Stitcher, your iHeart. And this is how I said I would get the word out, right? And this is there was people that didn't agree with this. So then the audio only is 466 with another 59 comments. So just about 1,000 views on YouTube, okay? Not iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, all that great stuff. None of that. Just this. Just about 1,000 views. One day, 1,000 views. Let's say 1,000 views. 10% of that is 10 people, right? We came in at 16 people. I think that's a very good percentage, I beg for 10%. You know what I mean? Imagine if we had the main channel, right? The Boxing Voice YouTube channel, and every time we went live, we had 10% of the subscribers who are subscribed to the YouTube channel, which are about 114.5 thousand, right? 10% of that watching live. Do we ever get that live? Yeah, we get about 1,000. We get 1,500. We get 2,000 whenever it's a huge fight. Is that our average? No. Someone said our average around 400 to 600 when you do the math, right? So look, we can't even get 10% of that, of 114,000. We can't even get 10% of that to watch it for free live. See the difference in numbers now? But let me read some of these comments, how upset people are. But it's almost laughable. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta read some of these. Some of these are just crazy. Look at this. Look at this.
Upset about what though? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
They're mad that we are no longer that we're no longer free, but we are free. You could call in.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we got to keep saying it every day. We cannot forget. We got to start putting bullet points. I need to print it out, put it on this wall. And I need to remember to say the show is still absolutely free on Blog Talk. It's people there right now. It's all good.
And we need to remind people too that it's not like you're gonna still get the show. It's gonna be a week late, but we can't even post there right now. So like, you know what I mean? Like even if we could, we couldn't do anything.
Exactly. We can't post there for 2 weeks. But first comment says ripping people off big time. See ya. Yo, that's crazy. Another one says, bet it was Al Heyman again. Probably because he wants Mario gone. Damn. Yo, shout out to Rue coming through. Said YouTube
he
force.
Might. I know the secrets.
He said YouTube forced TBV. No, yeah, YouTube forced TBV's hand. It is what it is, folks. All right, so this is just the audio only. I think there's some better comments on the video version. I gotta get there. I'm telling you, it's a little funny, but I'm gonna pull it out. Let me get to some callers. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You want to add something?
No.
Go for it.
I was real quick. I was gonna say, it's funny though because. Or it's not even funny. I feel bad about this. Like I've gotten nothing but like love and support about this decision.
Yeah,
on
me
Twitter.
Too. Well,
and IG.
I actually get both.
I mean?
I get both.
So, but I think you get both because like it's like the Boxing Voice nest. Like you know what I mean? It's like one and the same. So it's like they're directing their feelings towards the Boxing Voice at you. When they come to me, it's like. If they're going to go as far as to come to me, then that means that they really do like the show. You know what I mean? Whether they like me or not, they appreciate the show. So yeah, I think I've gotten one kind of negative comment. It's not even close to those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here goes some, but let me get to some callers, not to keep people just waiting. The way I'm kind of going in a new direction with the show.
Mr. Info Joe.
Tell them the truth, yo. Tell them the truth.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo. Good morning, TBV family. We in the building.
Joe, what you do?
What it do? Yeah, man. All them suckers, man, with the bad comments, man. Those are the same ones that was hitting the thumbs down before the show even started. So we don't need them anyway. You know, some people don't know. Man, hate is confused admiration, man. They love you, Ness, but they hate you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But we in here. TBB ain't going nowhere. TBB for life. Now, what was the subjects this morning? First off, great interviews, my brothers. Great interviews. What was the subject this morning about Pacquiao, though?
The fact that neither man looks like they'll be fighting this year, because for us, Pacquiao's waiting on Floyd, and Floyd obviously had 2 deaths in his family, plus his boxing corner suffered 2 deaths as well. You know, and he's already said to TMZ that he's probably out for the rest of the year due to the deaths and due to the coronavirus. So Pacquiao's kind of saying the same thing, you know, like he's waiting on Floyd. So he's like, you know, I'm waiting on that decision.
Right. Well, on that topic, I wouldn't mind seeing them 2 fight, but it can wait till next year, man. It ain't that big of a hype where I just must that I see it this year anyway. But shout out to the boxing guys, man. Hopefully they'll bless us, man, with some fights coming up this year. We can get past this bullshit. Hey, I hope everybody listening out there stay safe, man. Don't get ill, and that's all I got, brothers. Shout out to TBV.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And thank you, Joe, for upgrading, you know, believing in the movement. We appreciate you. Let's see this. This is probably one of the ones to read. He says, been watching the show for 7 years. Ness probably should have just keep show clean. I'm assuming he means no curse. Oh, yeah, he does. Let me just read this thing. Should have just kept the show clean is what he's put. It should have just kept the show clean. We don't have to cuss to talk boxing. Boxing emoji with the fire emoji. Just block the troublemakers and keep it professional. Box talk, keep it professional boxing talk. I don't know who gonna pay $15 a month to listen to Mario. Maybe $15 to not listen to Mario. Very long-winded, confusing nonsense. I think Mario even confuses himself. Cash might not know everything about boxing, but he's 1,000% better than Mario. Crazy how Mario comes back and Mike leaves and show's gone 2 weeks later. Unbelievable. Boom emoji. Mario, don't take no offense to that. It definitely wasn't
that
you.
was like, that made me feel like that makes me seem like that
no, everybody's blaming you, bro.
Fucking in the what's it, the Indiana Jones film? Man, I can't remember what that thing was called. But.
Everyone is blaming you. Listen, you know, for JT and J-Mac and anyone that is, you know, because Thursdays is going to get a lot more packed, Thursday evenings. I mean, there's a lot of callers on now, but it's not as congested as an evening show. So we can still do the counter punch. It'll just have to be via Cash App. Yeah. Cash App or something like that for those that want to do it. So let me read some of these to you, man, because it's just crazy. Wait, how do I do this? So why is this not scrolling the way I want? I'm going to have to go to the phone. All right, let me get to a caller in the meantime. Did we get to Oklahoma? Israel, what's up? Just listening.
Hey, Ned, sorry about that.
No problem.
No. I'm listening, man. Got something. Good show, good interviews, 3 heavyweights. It's pretty crazy for a single morning here. I'm gonna be the unpopular guy here. I'm gonna say that I think that I've been in places in my life where I couldn't have afforded 15 extra bucks a month. So I understand what you're doing, but I wish that maybe at least that the lower tier guys could just listen live, because I'm sitting here, some of these guys I'm texting back and forth, and they're obviously fans of the show.
They can listen live on the phone. They just got to call in. Anybody can pick up their phone and call in. It's free.
But not if they're not in this country, Nez.
Well, there you go. That means that you need me to do you a favor. That's what that means. So you want me to continue to do you a favor for 10 more years? And I got to beg you to help me keep Mike, who's not here? And I'm speaking in general, but now I want people to see the logic. I got to pay for a yearly subscription for Skype. I got to work another computer for Skype. I got to get another Ethernet cable, another power cable, 2 audio cables in and out. I got to get a mixer to please you. But then I need you to help me keep Mike and Mario. And I'm going to read you dozens of comments. I'd rather please the 299. I'm telling you. Tell me the Patreon
No. The
isn't
200,
a better
the 200
experience.
Some of these guys are the 299, right? They're just not maybe able to afford the extra little bit. And believe me, I've been there, dude, where I could not. $10, you went on joke and stuff, but I've been there, and so I kind of feel for these dudes. And I last week I was the one that said I would pay for somebody's low level subscription now. So I'm obviously a supporter. I'm a $15 supporter now, and that was just on a whim, just because of the YouTube thing. I said, hell, I'm going to throw a little more in there myself, obviously. But that's just my thoughts, man.
And listen,
I'll let you take it.
But listen, Weber. No, thank you. I will take it. And this is exactly what we need. Do not be afraid to give feedback, because it's like I said, it doesn't mean that I'm a dictator and this is end all be all. If there are tweaks that need to be made, they will be made. But the show is still free to anyone. Anyone. They just got to call in on Blog Talk. It's free. I'm not alienating. It is free. I just called Iceland. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's like insane to believe that I'm some sort of tyrant now. I just called Iceland. You think that's free? You know how much my bill is to call people like Liam Williams in the United Kingdom and hold a 30-minute long-distance interview? Or call Mauricio Suleiman in Mexico? Like, I don't think you people understand. Shit ain't free nowhere, so why the fuck I gotta give it to you for free now? Skype not free for me. Blog Talk is not free for me. I gotta pay to have this service so you can call in. And I'm not talking to you, Israel, please believe me. I'm talking to all these comments that I want to read and everyone that is upset because I gave it away for free for nearly a decade and begged. How many co-hosts have I lost? Should I name them? Robert the Genius. I was the first dude to have a girl. The boxing diva. She kept that name. I should have fucking TM'd that. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Robert the Genius. Robert the Genius, the boxing diva, Mario Munguia, Victor Salazar, CJ, Joe Habib, Casual, Mike, Matt.
What was his name that was in a wheelchair?
Jack is the Truth, Akan, Stuart Little, Rafi Dawkins, Daryl. Yo, fucking, what's my man name? Fuck, damn.
Robbie.
Robbie, Ringside Robbie. Ringside Robbie.
He was a good
dude.
dude.
What's the other dude from the UK, the dark-skinned dude? He left after the Brooks show.
Damn, I still have his number.
Wingy.
Yeah,
Come on, bruh. I've been doing this shit for forever. Begging forever. Begging for you to help me keep the people you quote-unquote love. Come on, bruh. It's ridiculous. Nah, man. Let them... Look, if it costs you from another country to call into Blog Talk, well, then think about it. What's cheaper? Calling into Blog Talk and waiting on an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours till we get you? Or signing up.
Here's the thing, too.
Or signing up to Patreon
too.
and calling into Skype on a perk, free.
No. And look, I think what it boils down to is like, look, we're fight fans. This is a niche sport. You know, they're used to Joe Rogan and getting that for free. But Joe Rogan has every
Joe Rogan don't listen.
He doesn't do.
Wait a minute. He don't go live. He don't go live. You don't know when he records.
That's true.
He puts out his stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
So what I'm doing is the same thing Rogan doing. I ain't going live. Only my intimate listeners can go live with me. And I'm letting the free ones the privilege of getting what I'm giving the patrons. So if you want to listen live, like my Patreons who pay, you get the phone. You don't like that? Look, Rogan don't give you no phone. I got to wait. When Rogan say I'm going to have Tyson, we got to wait. We ain't going to have Tyson Fury, we gotta wait. And he put out clips. Come on, man. Bruh, no, listen, I'm telling you, thank God we went from 283 to 299. That's 16 people. I appreciate every 16 one of you guys. We will read your name too, and we are catering to the 299 of you. Yesterday we were gonna go live with this Manny Pacquiao show, but Mike was busy. I think he didn't have power again, and Mario was at dinner and was gonna be at dinner for an hour. So the work ain't gonna stop here. I know someone said, "Oh, I like the breaking news shows," and that's what we're gonna keep doing. The only difference is it might be 2 breaking news titles in one video instead of 1 per video. You know what I mean? But the work will not stop. You know what I mean? You're going to get guaranteed more than 50 episodes per month here. That's on the low number because, I just love to talk. Look, it's 11:20. Ever since we went Patreon, we end the shows at 12:20 and above, I love to talk.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like a lot different stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like this week is not indicative of the way that things are gonna go. Like, this was all kind of spur of the moment stuff. So, I mean, like, look, I saw Purple Rain for the first time ever last night. It was a pretty dope movie. It doesn't play super well in 2020, but it was awesome. And so, you know what I mean? Like, that could be a show randomly.
What's Purple Rain though?
What? The fucking Prince movie?
You mean Prince the singer?
Yeah, remember the movie Purple Rain?
I don't think I've ever watched that, champ.
Oh, okay, shit. Well, I'm not gonna judge you because I just saw it yesterday.
Is it on Netflix?
I said what? Like,
is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now.
Yo, you know what's sad about this country? And that's what I'm saying. You see, now that the virus is all over, Netflix, all the trending virus shows are trending. All the shows that are trending are virus shows. And that's what I'm saying. It's no different than right now. Now that we're off YouTube and we had to resort to these extreme measures, people are up and at and they upset. You know what I mean?
We couldn't even say coronavirus on YouTube. We couldn't say that or write it in any way in topics without getting demonetized. And that's still happening across YouTube. People are figuring it out every day. Channels that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers are figuring that out. It's crazy. Like, I see it pop up. Like, I've seen it twice yesterday where somebody comes back with a video and it's like, oh yeah, we got demonetized because of saying this, or they're bleeping out the word and to be funny. But yeah, that's just,
bro, demonetization has gotten, Jesus Christ. Alicia Bumgarner needs a big fight. Honestly, she needs a big fight because they are playing with her marketing power. Let me just show you. But yeah, man. I forgot where I was going because of this Bumgarner. Where's my YouTube is at? So yeah, man. Anyway, getting back to this. Let me get out to these messages. After these messages. Remember that? Who's old like that? We'll be right back. That was Saturday morning cartoons, man, when life was so easy. When life was easy, bro. Yo, I swear, they tell you, man, everything is a cliche until you go through it. It's like, they tell you don't rush to grow up. And you want to be so grown so fast. And then it's like, damn, I wish I was young again. So check out Billy McDowell. Obviously from the UK. You think Wilderettes, who steal the King's pay-per-view, gonna pay you $15 a month? But this is exactly what I am getting away from. Now this will be Common Creeping Thursdays, a show that fell off on Untitled because imagine I'm doing fucking, let's say on average 2 shows live on YouTube per day. So what are we talking about? 14 shows in a week, and then I got to come and do Common Creeping Thursdays and Monday Untitled. It was difficult, or it was hard. And plus, alone, there was no incentive for the other guys to even be on Patreon. But anyway, someone said, why not do Twitch? So I did sign up to Twitch and still looking into it as a alternative. But it doesn't seem like it is for us. It's more of a gaming audience over there. They have a massive audience of like 1.7 million gamers that go live daily. So that's a lot of people going live daily. But I don't know. It isn't anything like any of these streaming services. Twitch is formerly known as Justin TV. I used to have Justin TV when I was trying to get when Dazn and shit didn't exist and you had to try to watch Sky Sports. Justin TV always had a fucking link to the Sky Sports or the Box Nation. That Box Nation back then was big. So yeah, there you go. So Earl Jones says the only thing you people had to do was subscribe. Everyone knows very well this is the best boxing show. Some of these boxing channels have 3 times the subscribers. How is it possible? Exactly what I told myself. But that goes to what JT and J Max say. They say that, that I underestimate the amount of hate that we get. But it's like, I just don't understand. When you're doing 3 interviews a day, and you're talking 4 hours a day, boxing, you're bringing like genuine boxing talk, you're bringing the opinions from a global audience, and you're bringing, insiders of the sport, these fighters, these trainers. I mean, how could you hate on that? I don't know. But someone else comes on and he says, 2020 has been shocking, and the shock continues. I already had to pay $12 for YouTube Premium. I don't do Patreon. It's whack. Too complicated. YouTube is free TV. Patreon is cable TV. Borderline pay-per-view TV. Hopefully it works out for you guys. But I am already searching for a replacement boxing channel show on YouTube. YouTube is the only way in life. I tried someone's Patreon and it became stale in the first week. I'll stop there. And I'll say he's absolutely right. Our Patreon was trash because we had to focus on YouTube. We were working backwards. Patreons were signing up and falling off because there was no activity. He's absolutely right, but that's the exact opposite now. Now everything must go through Patreon first. But let's finish his very long comment. I canceled and never looked back. I hate to break it to you guys, but in the grand scheme of things, radio, television, movies, theaters, YouTube is relatively still in its infancy. PewDiePie has 103 million subscribers, averaging 7 to 10 million views per video. And I don't think that even can claim to fully understand YouTube or its power because he doesn't stream live. He never live streams. You guys average 600 views per live stream. This PewDiePie clown would average 20 to 100,000 views easy if he streamed live. Plus, you guys do boxing. America does not care about boxing. Good luck getting 1,000 people to pay monthly for a boxing show. Rest in peace, HBO boxing. Good luck, TBV. At least he said good luck, Let's see. They got some replies.
That sounds like an old head too. Just with the RIP HBO boxing. I mean, I don't know.
Next one was Furioso Moreno. He says, we'll sign up to Patreon, but will the show still be on iPhone podcast? Also, have you guys thought about streaming the podcast on Twitch? Another Twitch guy. I already replied to him. We got Wayne. Wayne, you just signed up for the $5. I'll see you Thursday night, champ. I hope you don't disappear. Wayne has never been a supporter. And I was like, Wayne, you've been here for how long and you ain't support? And it made him sign up. But now he doesn't make the cut. Now he's a Thursday only listener or a 7 day later listener. And which is okay. You could also be a telephone listener, Wayne. I don't know where Wayne is from. We never ever got that because he never was brave enough to call. But he says, Ness, I'm sorry about the ban, but I'm surprised you might not want to hear this, but you've been warned previously by YouTube. Be fair. The last 4 shows, you and Myra were cursing to get your points across. I actually mentioned it in the chat numerous times. I hope this new way of promoting TBB podcast works out. Well, thank you, Wayne. Thank you. People think it's the curses, but obviously regulated goods
but
ain't
that's
curses.
not. Yeah, that doesn't get you a strike. It could demonetize the video, but it's not going to get you a strike. A strike has nothing to do with cursing. Yeah.
Strike is a copyright or an infringement on their policies and their views. But let's see. Another one said, co-host ain't it. So they don't like a co-host. Let's see this one. Look, this one. 15 to listen to this? No thanks. One by one, the LDBC boxing channels are falling. a bunch of them, like too many emojis to count, of a laughing out loud face. And he says, we'll be rid of them all soon.
And then newspapers are going to come back. I don't get that.
Another one, Grim Reaper, who I seen in the chat a lot, says, that's a shame. You guys will be missed. Sign up, champ. Nathan says, all you people blaming in UK, probably part of the reason this happened. Ruiski, who I always see in the chat, he says, unless you're an ass kicker, like an ass kisser like Boxing Eagle or Dante's Boxing Nation channel, YouTube will block you. That is Rubiski's view and not my own. I actually fuck with both of them. Jonathan Fitch, it's a sad day for long-time TBV listener. Why, champ? If you long time, you should be right here with us, rocking out.
Yeah, some of those names you mentioned have been around since like 2013 and 14. I remember that.
And that is exactly why this is a necessary evil, because it's like maybe some of those names need to realize, like, damn, how long have I been here hearing him say hit the thumbs up, right? Because imagine if you would have just hit the thumbs up when we asked for all those years. Imagine if you would have just subscribed when we wouldn't be begging you to sign up to anything. Because like this commenter clearly said, PewDiePie got 103 million subscribers. Maybe we would have been at the numbers that Coogan is at, or the numbers that Fight Hype or Fight Hub is at. But we're not, you know? So it is what it is. Let me see. Let's get to some callers.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, now I don't want to do all of them, man. We got plenty of callers that deserve to get on the show. Let's go out to what looks like Dom in Seattle, also known as
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingWords.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
It was good, Mike, Mario.
Mike's not here, but good morning.
So I'm so used to saying it, man. Shout out to Franchon Cruz getting her belt back from Jimenez. And shout out to the fighter that's gonna fight Hrgovic. He looks like he might get it in, man. I'm hoping for him to get the win. His name was Forrest. What was the first name?
Yeah, Jerry Forrest. Jerry Forrest.
Yep. I'm hoping him to get the win. You know, just get underneath that nigga since you're a little bit shorter, and you might get the knockout, man. And it's sad, you know, seeing everybody leave TBV. I'm still here. PBC, TBV. That's my call.
Thank you.
Dom, thanks for calling in. As always, we're going out to Caesar in Las Vegas.
Yo.
What up, champ?
Yo.
What up?
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, hey, man, those commenters are obviously just people that want to listen for free, don't want to support, you know, but hey, it is what it is. We're still here, we're still rocking, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those people that basically just listen and really do like the show, but just don't want to get on Patreon and support, I'm pretty sure some of those will be, persuaded into listening, because most of those people are here every day. So, you know, they're going to miss it, you know, and they're going to pay. So I don't doubt that this channel will grow. I do believe that it is a necessary evil. Damn, it's loud over here. And, you know, it is what it is. But, hey, fun fact, man, ever since this coronavirus started and a lot of people have been losing their jobs, there's actually been a spike on porn websites and shit. My coworkers are talking about it. Everybody going home, they got nothing to do, so they watching porn all day. I thought that was pretty funny. Just thought I'd share that with you guys.
I saw that too.
But anyway, hey man, TBV for life, man. You guys have a great day.
All right. Yo, honestly, Caesar, you was actually there, bro. It's funny that you bring that up because, I love this show, man. I love meeting all y'all. Shout out to J-Mac. Just met him. Feels like part of the family. Caesar, we met him in Vegas, and we had plenty of one long night with dinner and drinks, and we were talking. And after that conversation with Enrique, who's on this whole, like, Kama Sutra, oils and, spiritual, all that. He's on energy, and it's like he started talking about milk and how it's bad for you and all this stuff. And what else he talk about? Something Caesar just said. What did Caesar just say? This is bad.
He said that porn is on a spike.
Porn, dude. I stay away from porn after the conversation with Enrique, man. He just started talking, obviously, this is a mature conversation, you know what I mean? Like, if you're younger, you're still whacking off. That's what you do. You got hella energy. But, the way he put it, which I can't get into detail because I'm paraphrasing, he's really big on this girl he's with. So he was just like, nah, because I feel like that's cheating and I'm releasing that energy and it's not with her. But it made me think, you know what I'm saying? And I swear I've been staying away from porn ever since. So you too should stay away. Oh, I'm not even going. I wouldn't even know, man. I smoke way too much weed to know anything about energy. God. Like I'm a constant smoker.
That's where I thought you were going with it. I thought you were gonna say like,
Enrique's energy is more spiritual and shit like that. So he just feels like
I'm gonna be able to kill it at the gym.
Yeah, Mr. 704, stay on that, man. I'm on it too, man. This is what I'm saying. This is why I gotta find an alternative. I don't want to feel like someone is, sharing the link illegally. It makes me kind of aggravated. But let me get out to Rap and Combat. What it do?
What up, y'all? Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Oh man, great day in the neighborhood.
That's what's up. Yo, first and foremost, you guys never seen Purple Rain? What's going on?
I just said that.
Mario, I understand that you just said that. Like, everything's starting to make sense now. Like, for a lot of callers, everything's making sense. So we get it. You know what I mean? Like, we got to hit you with the whole list of, like, getting you right, get your black card right, get you understand what's going on in the culture. But Ness, come on, bro. You from the East Coast too, and you a little bit.
I'm gonna look it up. I probably watched it, dog. I mean, I watch a lot of movies.
A classic Prince movie, bro. It's Purple Rain. But anyway,
I gotta see the actors, man, and I'll let you know if I watched it. I won't even lie if I didn't. I never watched the Super Bowl or a playoff or a slam dunk, a home run contest. None of that shit.
Yo, I hear
Only
you.
boxing.
That's real. That's real. Like the yo. Hey man, I hear you, but
soccer was pretty big like 2 years ago, right? People were all. I ain't even get caught up in that. I'm not. I'm good.
Damn, that's interesting, bro. That's mad interesting. But furthermore, shout out to our last caller who said something about the spike in like Pornhub and stuff like that. I actually had a very curious idea. I know you've been talking about the streams and stuff, but hey, it might not be a bad idea to maybe try uploading one episode on there. You'd be surprised,
but can you upload? I think it's I'm pretty sure.
Like people upload music videos on there now, like random stuff. It's hilarious. I kid you not. Like I kid you not.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I never seen anything like a music video on a website, on a porn site. Like I just never seen that. I have. Really?
Well, because you guys want to look for it necessarily when you go on there, but like it's there. Like those things are there for sure. It's very interesting. They have their own culture. There's things that I've talked to you about offline, and we'll still talk about on the back end that I think you should definitely pay attention to. I'm glad that other people are talking to you about Twitch. And open your mind to like other things. I do know that there's a gaming hub right now. It's a gaming network, but it's opening to different markets, and like live streaming is becoming the thing now. I even got one of my homies who's a DJ. He's setting up this weekend like a live stream party where he's gonna DJ and people just bring their wine and stuff and donate $5 to a charity through live stream. So there's a lot of ideas here. Let's keep it going fresh. Shout out to all the patrons here. I had to upgrade myself. I had the opportunity to do it, so I made sure that I did it. I'm here with you guys every single day now, supporting. But at the same time, let's build this to like a bigger platform that we all know it can be. All right, man. One love. Shut up.
For sure, rapping.
Yo,
combat.
he's right though. I mean, this boils down. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what topics you cover on your podcast. This all boils down to like free speech. And Pornhub, like, ironically enough, acts as like kind of like a safer dark web version for free speech. People use it a lot for that. But yeah, YouTube and Twitter, I mean, they just try to police. Like, I don't agree with like the people that they shut down, the people that they cut off from Twitter, like most of them, like, they're despicable people. They're the ugliest of people. But I don't think they should have their voice taken away from them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, like YouTube.
Yeah, so
just,
I definitely
garbage.
seen Purple Rain. It's sad because I seen this movie. I grew up on this movie, so this is my Prince. Like, I'm probably more familiar with this dude than Prince. You know what I mean?
You know what? And this is probably worse that I even say this. Probably people are gonna think worse of me now. That Lake Minnetonka line from Dave Chappelle, I never knew that was from Purple Rain. Like, I was watching it yesterday, I just started busting out laughing when he said it. I was like, oh shit, that's from Purple Rain? Oh, my bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that man was like a wonder.
It was only a 6 though. Damn.
Oof. That was the music alone is a 10.
6.6 on the rating scale. Someone just asked on Skype, did I ever see Fresh? Of course I seen Fresh.
Oh,
I'm getting nasty at chess, let me tell you. I've been going at it like maybe fucking 50 games a day. I finally got my shit to like 11 something. I've been at like 11:56, 11:36, but I promise you, someone that listens to the show played me the other day from like the UK. He was like a 1440 something, beat the brakes off me like 4 in a row. Straight. I ain't even get a win. He was, damn, bro. I was, what the fuck? I'm playing a lot of dudes with from China, but I always go get gloves and shit.
When we were kicking it at the Airbnb in Dallas, I remember looking to you. I don't remember what we were doing something, and you had to put your phone up to me like to grab something, and I seen you were playing chess. I was like,
man,
oh,
I'm always
on
chess.
I know,
day.
and you kept on. I was like, damn, he is really into chess right now.
All day. No, I've been into chess for years. And
no shit.
I even got chessboards here, bro. I got a wooden one and a glass one here. But just
nice.
Only when my uncle or my best friend comes over when I could play, and then randomly a person that might visit that all of a sudden says he plays chess. Doomy plays, but he doesn't like to play as I like to play, man. Like, let's go, let's do 3 at least, best out of 3. Like, but anyway, I got put on the chess.com many years ago, and I've been playing ever since. But it's like, it's like anything. It takes repetition. So I was stuck at like a 10, in mid-10s for a while, bro. I got fucking mad, but I gained 100 points now, man. I'm at like 1150 on them. So who want what? If you're 14, get out of here too, man. My man from the UK came in like, hey, Ness, I listened to the show. We started playing. My man just kicked my ass, bro. Nah, for real, it's crazy, bro. I be putting myself out there though. I try to play anybody that's higher ranked because you get them big numbers, man. I like getting them +9s or them +10s, man. But let me see who we gotta get to. Anybody on Skype? Don't forget you gotta hit that. Press that 1. It'll activate the queue. Let us know that you want to speak. We went to Joe. Boomerang on JT. What it do? JT.
You mean J-Man?
Damn, that's right. That's right.
You lost. Hey, my brother just got on the flight, so he probably he just jumped off. Nah, man. Like, far as all the people complaining and what have you, it's just simple. It comes down to what you want to do and who you want to support. They got multiple personalities that call into the show, that host the show, to where you don't have to be just drowned out by one person if you don't like it. And for some reason, some people believe in if you messing up, if a chick's messing over you year after year, no matter what, you still stay down with it and hope that you could get married to them one day, which is crazy. Pretty much sound like some of the things you've been struggling with just asking people to sign up or give a free subscription. It's just free to press the subscription button and stuff like that. And do I think this gonna definitely work out in your favor. I mean, may not jump up immediately, but eventually will. Uh, Definitely, I'm a big fan of the show. I have grown to support the show. Definitely got much respect for you after meeting you in person, and it's a great show. It's one of the best shows you could call in and argue, dispute your point, get to voice your point. On the other platforms, they ain't got a lot of shows that's out here doing it like that. And just a correction, I was the one that threatened the guy with the three-letter words in his name, not my brother, just to clear it up. I'm nice because I respect
Even
you, real
better.
recognized, real.
Even better,
Hey,
because then that means that, I got to see both sides of you, and that's even better because, people might have only heard a rough side of you, and I got to see you. You were super helpful. We needed you. You could have not been. You could have been like, nah, I'm just here to watch. You was helpful. You even corner to corner. You was a judge. Then you came back to the house. So we got to see a different
hey,
side of you for the people that don't know you.
it's it's about vibes, real recognized, real. That other person with the three-letter in his name, he stepped over some boundaries, and all he could get is that. That's the only side he could get. Like me and you go back and forth on the show, but I mean, when we met each other, we put it in perspective of what it is. Like I told you, there gonna have many times you gonna say something about Bud, and I'm gonna be on your ass. Mario will keep saying his dumb shit, and I'm gonna call him out on it. So either way, it's just it's the voice of the boxing show. So like that's all it is, and I'm gonna keep it there. That's my call.
All right, champ. Let's see. Looks like we got the everybody, right? We got to give Stainless the boomerang. What up, champ? You working or you in the house?
No, I'm at home. I'm unplugged from my car audio. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yo, Mario, you still there?
Yes, sir.
How the fuck you ain't seen Purple Rain till yesterday, man? What the fuck, man?
I know. I was watching Last Dragon. That was my show. That was my movie.
Last Dragon, man,
Leroy,
shut the fuck
Leroy
up,
the Last
Mario.
Dragon.
Hell yeah.
That was my
Shut the
shit
fuck up.
too. Classic.
Yo, we
Classic.
on Patreon now, so I can say this wholeheartedly. Shut the fuck up, man. What the fuck wrong with you? You ain't seen Purple Rain till yesterday, man. You ever come on here saying no shit like that again, man? Even the dude in the car with me, like, what the fuck are you listening to? These motherfuckers ain't never seen Purple Rain, bro. Like, talking about, and then I saw Chappelle show, and I was like, motherfucker, man. That's all I got for that, man. And push that thumbs up and all that other shit. What the fuck, man? All right, man. Yeah, that's all I got. Peace.
All right, Stainless. Let me see. I think there's Rod in the A7. No. Right? Am I right? I am right. Rod in the A7. No. What up?
What up, Ness?
How you
Man,
doing,
jumped
brother?
on a little late, man. I'm doing all right. Hey, I was gonna ask. J Mac just said something. I was gonna ask you about that. Do you offer like maybe a free like 2 weeks, and then you still got to put in your credit card and all that stuff, and you offer free 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks they can decide if they want to choose one of the packages. Have you decided if you're going to do that or not, or does Patreon allow you to do that?
Nah, they don't allow you to do that. They don't allow you. But the way you could do it is just sign up for the 5 and listen to the Thursday, and if you like that, then you could go to the 10 and then get Thursday, Sunday slowly. It got to be a slow bill. It could be a slow bill.
Yeah,
Because listen,
that's what's up,
it's
man.
always free on Blog
what kind
Talk.
of feedback you been getting, man?
I mean, we've been reading some of
I
it.
didn't
We've
get
been
to hear
reading
most
some
of
of
it.
it. We've been reading some of it live. Some of the
Okay.
people are not happy, but a lot of those are UK guys with no avatars, and that's what I'm saying. It's not real people. It's not real people. They were never supporters. They were the people that weren't in the thumbs up. You can hear it in their comments. They're not just saying like, "Oh man, I can't afford it, the coronavirus right now, but I wish y'all the best. It's more like, oh, you guys think you're going to pay? Wilder couldn't get you to pay for his pay-per-view. So I'm happy I'm gone. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. But yeah, I'm glad to see. I'm happy to see the numbers going up. A couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I looked at it. It was like around 235, 240. Now you're at 302. Last time I checked, man. Let's keep these numbers pushing.
I thought it was 299. I'm about to double check.
All right, 302. Nah, I was just telling Big Steve in the chat that, man, I'm just hoping for y'all success, and I'm gonna do everything in my will to help you get those numbers to where you need them, so you can keep Mike and Mario there. And it seemed like everybody's on the same page. So yeah, think about doing a few more things, man. And like the thing I hit you with yesterday, a couple of days ago, about I've only been listening to the show for like a year and a half, but it's some classic things that I've been hearing in the after show, classic interviews, classic back and forth between you and old hosts. If you could clip those in 10 to 15-minute segments and maybe release one a week for just the Patreon, that would be dope as fuck. Like, I would love to hear the Eddie Hearn, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury interview you did a few years ago that I missed.
What you mean? It's on YouTube, though.
Yeah, but he's saying that.
I don't know what everybody keeps saying. You find it. It's in the archives, man.
Yo, man, Mike, no, he even clipped that interview. He made a separate interview. Like, he made a separate video just on that interview. Mike definitely know.
Hey, Mike, if you were Mario,
Mike
can shoot him.
Mike been MIA, man. But nah, yesterday his stomach was hurting, so maybe he's still stomach sick. I don't know.
And last thing I'll say is Mario, let's get that fucking PBV pound for pound and top 10 heavyweights list going where the Patreons vote on it.
Yes,
we talked about it before you left the last time.
Listen, you got it. You got it, because we could do polls. It's perfect. Patreon does polls. It's so easy, too, so it's perfect. Listen, I'm going to get to some other callers. No, we could definitely do that, and we can even come up with a committee to vote on it. But let me get back out to some of these. All right, so he was right. So let's definitely make some noise. He's right about. Damn, where's my other sound bite? It's like. Da-da-da-da. I always thought it was in the middle. It ain't. Well, I'm gonna have to go. There's another one though. I don't know where that's at. We're gonna drop a bomb on him. Yeah, we got to 302. He's right. That's 3 new Patreons while the show was live, man. So, amen. Thank you, baby Jesus. We appreciate it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mario. Sticking through. We're gonna get Mike back here on some everyday shit. We gonna make it. All right, let me get to some of these other comments though, because I want you to have a funny day too, man. Mario, you got a gym date? You gotta go?
Nah, I'm good. I know gym for a while, it looks like.
Listen to this one. I'm going to subscribe to the Patreon, but I tell you what, if other channels follow suit, it's going to kill the boxing community. Maybe you should have followed the blueprint of some of these gaming channels that grew millions. Man, brother, I wish it was that easy. Dude, I'm almost it's almost 10 years. Sport. I opened up this channel in 2012, so I almost got 10 years on YouTube. You think I didn't want to have 1 million subscribers? Let's see. Look at this guy, Jan Potter. This is probably genuine right here. So I already hearted it, and thumbs up. He said, unfortunately, due to the virus, I have lost my job. So we'll be unable to sign up to Patreon. Love the show. Wish you the best in the future. See? It's a good guy right there. Someone else says, you got to keep this shit on YouTube, man. Hey, man, bring us back, baby. Once we get the 5-700, we'll come back. You know what I mean? But then we're just going to do like maybe Thursdays or something like that, because we still have to always put the 5-700 patrons first. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't, it would be totally up to the 500, 700 patrons if they wanted us to come back. I mean, I can see rules perspective. You know, or that's not Rue. It said, let me see, what was that? Rod and A70. Damn. That's right. So I think Rue is Rod. No, Rod is Rodney. But anyway, I see his perspective. So I can see us in the future, you know, maybe doing one Thursday a month live or something, you know, that, you know, or a big fight, do a live immediate reaction show or something like that for the big fight. But again, it's like, why? Why should you, the 302 now, shout out to you guys, 302 patrons. Why should you, the 302 patrons, care about how many numbers we do? You know what I mean? Whatever. Our immediate reaction would be more intimate with us. You know what I mean? You know? But again, we work for you. So if that's what y'all want, you know, then that's what we'll do. Let me see here. We got Boomerang in the building from the UK. Coyote, you know, we need to upgrade you on both channels to a moderator. You're a boomeranger, and you deserve to moderate over there, you know? Get some of those wilder haters, as you like to call them.
To this day! To this day! Sing along if you know the words. Come on. To this day. Come on.
What's happening?
Yo, what's going on, Ness? What's going on, Mario?
Nothing's going on for you because you've always been supporting, so nothing changes for you, big dog, you know? It's easy peasy for you. You don't even feel it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, just it's a shame your the main YouTube channel got shut down.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, like, they don't even give you information and how to resolve it.
It's funny. I was accidentally screen sharing the email, so people even got to see it today. Like, it's, you know, the little information they give you, what they tell you, it's insane, man.
But you know what, Ness? I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah, straight up, it's your fault. You chose the wrong champion to be a fanboy of. That's the problem.
I mean, listen, I put my eggs in that basket, but I still believe that Wilder beats AJ. You know that. You know that. He still got that right hand, bro. Listen, Fury is Fury, brother. And look, he's definitely a phenom now. Like 273, being able to do that shit to the baddest punching man on the planet. Bruh, his clout went up 100,000, but no one expected Fury to be able to do that at 273. We thought he was overweight. I mean, that was just, I'm telling you, 2019 was just holy shit. It just keeps proving, like, the AJ thing, then the Wilder thing, bro. Two people, look, you thought your champion was great, and so did I. We both got shocked, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But listen, Fury is going to lose as well. He's going to lose. I think that Fury can lose to both Michael Hunter and what's his name and Usyk if they fight. I think those styles will be nightmare.
No way, man. No way. Maybe Hunter, but never Usyk. Usyk needs a real heavyweight fight before I could take him serious, bro. Like, come on, bro. He wasn't even knocking out dudes in the fucking cruiserweight division, champ. Come on.
Nah, I think Usyk can beat Fury on points.
No way, bro. Fury is so long, and his jab. Come on, how the hell? Usyk is a southpaw, right?
Yeah, but remember this guy. What's his name?
He's too short, man. He's like 6'4".
The cruiserweight. He knocked down Fury. Remember, he was giving Fury problem.
Cunningham. About.
So there are styles that are nightmares for Fury, and that's why Fury is very smart. He chooses who he fights. You know. If you notice, Fury is not the type that says, "Oh, he'll take on all comers."
Doggy, what you mean? He chooses who he fights. He fought the two baddest men in the heavyweight division. He fought Klitschko, dethroned him. He fought Wilder, dethroned him, and he fought Chisora undefeated. Undefeated. Oh, there you go. Don't act like I didn't give you a boomerang. That was a thank you. You've been a supporter so long as a UK guy. This guy's been supporting for very long. That's why I emphasized that he didn't feel anything because he's been a ringer or a boomeranger. You know, he drops off here and there, but he's always back to boomerang a ringer, so he didn't feel anything. The only thing you're going to feel is what you've been should have getting, which is extra shit on Patreon. So don't forget to keep checking, brother. Everybody, I implore you to download the app. Whether you got a shitty-ass droid, which I hope you don't. I really pray that you don't have a shit droid. But if you do, you can get the free Patreon app there too. And you can get it on the iPhone store as well. And when you, subscribe to our Patreon, which is free to do, obviously because you're already a member, so you just log in, and it just makes everything easier. It's an endless scroll. You know what I mean by that is when you grab your thumb from the top of your screen, pull it down, you're just going to keep seeing new posts. But every day, hopefully the night before, last 2 shows have been like that. I'm trying to keep that, sometimes every day, because even if I don't find a topic, I'm going to just put tomorrow's episode's here, It'll be like, this is the episode. So every day, the night before, the show will be pinned to the top. Pinned to the top means that no matter what post is out, it will always be at the very top. So it'll be very accessible for you guys to find it, So, yeah. So, all right, we got a boomeranger just jumping in. Trey, give me a double flash if you want to talk. I know you're just jumping in. Maybe you just started to listen. If not, we can head on over to Blog Talk and get over to some of these other callers we got. Let me know, because it looks like we got someone in New York City. Who is it? Who are ya? Uh-oh, new number. Really? Mario dropping a ball over there?
Oh, my bad. I didn't even see there was a new call.
Yeah, that's a new number. You should write that down before I even get to it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So 917-515. Who's this? First time caller. How are you?
First time caller, Ness. My name is Ed Mo. That's what they call me. I happen to be working from home today, right? So I'm able to call you guys. 9 times out of 10, I'm just basically listening to you guys on the podcast. Yo, you guys are fucking amazing. Amazing. This whole thing that you guys are going through, I'm not sure what the answer to it is, but I really hope you figure it out. But as far as this Patreon, I'm definitely joining up, because even if it's not just so much to call you shit, I love the fucking interviews you get. Yo, the questions, you, Mario, and Mike, killing this shit. I'm fucking shocked that you guys are not on fucking TV on one of these fucking regular shows that we can look you guys up on. It's insane. I'm telling you though, I'm in Jersey, right? I'm in Old Bridge, New Jersey, and I drive to New York because I work in New York every day. Dude, when I'm driving, that's all I'm listening to, one of your fucking podcasts. It's insane. You got me so much into boxing now. I used to be I'm still considered a casual fan, but let me tell you, just listening to you guys and the shit that you throw out there is amazing. But I'm definitely going to get on this Patreon. I'm definitely going to sign up, because I definitely don't want to miss this stuff. But just a quick thing, Ness, is there any Boricuas out there that are fucking coming up? I mean, who's the next Cotto that we got coming up?
Yes, bro. Edward Berlanga and Juan Bauza. We just had.
But they undefeated?
They undefeated. Edward Berlanga is 13-0, 13 KOs. And Juan Bauza is around 15-0, but he doesn't have as many knockouts. They both from Puerto Rico. But Berlanga is right in Brooklyn. He's right there in Brooklyn. Listen, what's your name again? Because Mario wrote that wrong. What's your name?
Yeah. Edmo.
Edmo.
EDMOE. Yeah, just a short name, and the thing is, my 2 sons, I'm trying to get, actually, one of my sons got me hooked up to your show, right? Because I'm an old timer, right? So I'm not even into all this podcast and all this shit, and my son hooked me up, and I started listening to you guys about 3 months ago, and it's now you guys are a fucking fix. It's if I don't hear you guys when I'm driving to work, it fucks up my whole drive. Because now when I hear you, I'm not even thinking about the stress of work and none of this shit. I kind of get away from the world, and I'm fucking locked into you guys. But I will definitely be signing up for the Patreon. Not so much to be calling in. I just love this shit, because, you guys get, I don't know how you do it, how you get some of these fucking interviews. amazing. Like that dude that you were talking to, that Chris Love something
Chris
you had the other day, yesterday. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, Chris Lovejoy.
Yeah, that fucking dude, the way he came out, like I don't know if he's as good as he talks, but yo, that fucking guy had me hyped, bro. I'm like, dude, I gotta see this fucking guy fight, you know? But yo, it's amazing, bro. It's really good stuff, and like, you know, it's like my heart fucking, you know, it's like, dude, you do so much, bro, and you know, YouTube, bro, they should be blessed to have some motherfucker like you on the show, man. I mean, dude, you getting all these motherfuckers that are listening to the show. Like I said, like me alone, I guarantee you, bro, there's thousands upon thousands of people fucking just listening to your shit and never calling in, not signing up to anything. All they do is they listen to it because they don't know more. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost it?
No. I'm here. I wanted to ask you, so how were you listening in the past? Did you listen using the podcast app or what?
I just downloaded the podcast, and you know, I would just go on to like the latest shows that you guys had on and stuff like that. And I didn't realize, like, I thought you guys were doing fucking great. And when you started talking about Mike and shit, that he couldn't get on because you guys couldn't give him the money that he, because obviously everybody got to work, everybody got to get paid. But I didn't really think like that. I was thinking, you know, since you guys on YouTube, you must be fucking killing it. You guys must be doing well. I was always thinking like that. But it's a good thing that you came on that show the other day and you pretty much threw it out there that, you know, with us signing up and you getting on the Patreon, you know, well, you guys can't be doing this shit. So, believe me, I am definitely going to be a member. I love this shit. Dude, bro, I'm telling you, I was telling my wife the other day, it's like the most fucking stress is completely gone. Even with this fucking corona shit that's going on, I'm telling you, I just get away from the whole thing, bro. It just, boom, I'm stress-free with this shit. So listen, Ness, yo, keep up the good work. Believe me, you are the fucking man. I don't know how you came up with this fucking idea to do this, but dude, I know for a fact that there's a lot of motherfuckers out there just like me, that they just want to hear. They want to hear the interviews and everything. It pumps me up for all these fights. Now when I go watch these, now that you told me about these two Boricuas, I'm going to look them up, and, you know, I'm going to follow along with them. But I'm definitely,
if you have the ESPN app,
a fucking member, bro.
If you got the ESPN Plus, you can watch, especially now with the coronavirus. But I want to thank you. I'm going to get to some other callers. Edmo, man, thank you. Obviously, I let you rock out for a long period of time. I wanted you to get your story out there because I was you. I'm telling you, I was you seeking more. You know, I wanted more, and there wasn't enough boxing talk. So I started to listen to everything, bro. I mean, you guys would be freaked out by how vast the variety of podcasts I used to listen to. But this is what I was explaining to J Mac and it could be Rod and A70 or Ru. I get them confused sometimes. But I was explaining that the other day that there are hundreds of thousands of people that just listen on iTunes and tune in and Stitcher. They don't call in. It's just on their runs in their cars. They do not call in. And yeah, man, it's out there, bro. It's out there. I'm also shocked though, Edmo. I'm telling you, I don't understand how we haven't been picked up. Again, something is supposed to happen, but this coronavirus is probably fucked that up too. You know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, we finally get a break, man, because it's definitely been a long road, but still a pleasurable one. I must say that for me. I know that, you know, other guys have been come and gone, but for me, it's still been a pleasurable one. Like I said, it's always been an uptick in subscribers. Even though it's slowed down, it's still always been up, never down. And I appreciate every single, you know, person that comes into the show in terms of guests, hosts, callers, listeners, everything. It's just been amazing, the reach and what we've been able to do with this podcast and how it's grown throughout the years. So definitely appreciate everyone. And I want to thank Edmo for his story. Because like I said, I am him, man. I was seeking and looking and wanting more. And that's why when I did my podcast, I knew it had to be every day, multiple times a day. Because I was a guy that I would refresh, bro, right on the toilet. keep refreshing the fucking boxing scene website. Like, damn, they don't got a new article yet? Like, what's going on? You know, it's just never enough. No one is there to ever tell you, like, what's up with DeMarco, for instance. Like, where's Antonio DeMarco? If there's no writer writing a story, like, no one is doing anything. So, you know, at least, you know, getting these guests on is kind of how you stay in the know, right? You get a trainer on, and then he's telling you who he's working with, and then all of a sudden you find out that guy that he's working with, now you're interested in him, because if that world-class trainer is taking his time out to train him, he must be good. And now you want to know when he's fighting. Then you find out he's fighting a dude that you seen fight a couple of years ago. Go ahead. I see you want to jump in.
Well, you know, the one thing, too, that people that haven't listened long enough might not realize yet, this show is like giving you so many glimpses into the future. We were the first ones that ever had Terrence Crawford on a show. I mean, look, maybe he was on local radio. Days. Maybe he was on local radio, but we had Bud Crawford on before anyone had him.
That's when he was signed to Cameron Duncan.
Yes, when he was signed to Cameron Duncan, and he got somebody got hurt, and he was replacing the Breeders' Prescott fight. Yeah, his purse that day jumped up like 100%. It was crazy. But anyway, look, that guy's one of them. Earl Spence. We had him on in the amateurs in the Olympics.
From the UK or Rio, right? Wherever the Olympics was at.
No, I think it was Rio. I don't remember.
No, I think Rio was Shakur. It was, so it had to be the one
That's
before.
That's right. It was London.
London.
Yeah. So
and we had all of them on, bro. The whole team.
We had the whole team on.
The only one we didn't get, though, the only one we didn't get was Joseph, I think. I think it was only Joseph. We had everybody, though.
I thought we did have
I don't remember Joseph. I definitely Rashid Warren, Earl Spence, Brazil, Marcus Brown. The good old days.
We had all those guys on when they were amateurs. We had Shakur Stevenson on before
Terrell
Gaucher. I mean, these guys, like, we're giving you glimpses into the future. I promise you, there's nobody that, you know, is at the top of a list that we haven't had on before they made it. You know what I mean? I'm positive we would have had Mayweather and Pacquiao on if we were on in 93, 94, 95.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, we would have had them on. It would have been a thing. They would have said, hey, there's this guy, Pacquiao, he's 26-3 or 26-2, and then he would have, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, is we give everyone so many chances that we don't always miss. Like, we always hit at some point. You know what I mean? It's always somebody blows up.
And now, I'm telling you, now it's better. Like, the publicists love me now, because I'm telling you, I promise y'all, for 8 years, my email would just be flooded. I wasn't, like, ever saying, hey, who's this guy? Hypothetically, Kolbeinn Kristinsson. Let me get him on the show. I was like, who the hell is Kolbeinn Kristinsson? Phew! You know what I mean? Now I'm like, yo, let's get him on. Really? You want him? Of course. Let's get him on. Really? Let's get him. And I'm telling you, I should forward an email to a certain publicist because I've been trying to get Cecilia Barakis on for a long time. And he's just slept. I'm actually grabbing the phone and just forward it like, yo, champ, what's up? You fell asleep? For real. Nah, yo, and K Karoma, I'm telling you, yo, and that's I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's the Julie thing, man. His publicist is Julie, bro. I get Shakur because Shakur, I got his number. The minute he changes his number and makes me go through Julie, we done. I'm telling you, we done. I don't know why, but I don't get no Julie fighters, bro. She had Ward. We had Ward on the show like twice. You know, now she got Crawford. Again, we had him like twice. She got Shakur. What is that? Well, again, we go through Shakur on our own. But she's got K. Karoma, which is Shakur's trainer and Michaela Mayer's trainer. And when I hit him up, because I had his number, I had met him in the MGM Harbor, and he's like, yeah, no, I got a publicist now. Can you hit up? Because I'm busy. I got so many fighters now, so I just let her set it up. But I promise you I'm going to get you. I'm like, all right. Yo, the other day I hit him. I said, okay, it's been 32 days. He like, 32 days? I said, yeah, man. And I told him, bro, Julie, I don't know if she dislikes me or she just super busy. But at this point, I'm taking it personal. You know what I mean? I've been, even when Ward don't even got to fight. Ward ain't even a fighter no more. She still be acting greedy with Ward. Like, I don't get it. Like, why don't fighters want publicity? Sometimes that kind of turns me away from interviewing. But again, I've just said to myself, keep with your model, big, little, small, interview them all, and the stars of tomorrow will be gone, and the prospects of today will be stars. Like Chris Colbert, you know, he'll never fade me like that. You know, like the same thing. Like Shakur, it'll never be like that. They came up listening to me, so they know how I am. They're not going to get mad because I say something about a potential fight like some of these other big-time stars. They get upset because you don't pick them in a fight. It's like, damn, bro. Like, fuck, I can't have my own say. That's why I'm wearing my angel hat, man. It's like middle finger in the air to all the little crybabies, man. But let me see. Trey in the Bay, Boomerang, what up? Just listening, Trey, in Oakland. We was just talking about Andre. I don't know. All right. We'll go ahead. Who else? All right, we got Atlanta in the building on the Boomerang as well. You know, shout out to all my Boomerangers. You guys felt absolutely no change at all. All you're going to do is feel how much better Patreon is going to be for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, please keep in mind, don't make me do all this work for nothing. So download that free app and you know, make sure your notifications are on because I'm definitely posting every day. Like, look, there wasn't no Jerry Forrest post. That's my bad. I said, yo, let me go to the post. Now I'm scrolling like, fuck it, ain't no Jerry Forrest post. So that one slipped. But there was a Kolbeinn Kristinsson. There is a Delorme. There is a Gabriel Flores Jr., there is who else is tonight? Is 3 tonight?
It was
3 guests tonight.
You said Delorme
and Gabriel Flores. Oh, Shane Mosley Jr. There's a Shane Mosley. Is there? Gabriel I gotta Flores. Check. If there's no Shane, I'm gonna post up the Shane one. If there's no Shane, we still got plenty of time. But yeah, you know, you always want to check that. Because you wanna get your question off, you know. And remember, it's one question, J Mac. All right, I asked it this last time, but that's it. My man, stay with the what's his question? Him and Prince of Power. That's why you don't even need to use 2 because Prince of Power is always gonna ask. That's his only question. What do you think of the Fury gloves? So you could just go ahead and ask, what do you think about the Bud Spence? Instead of trying to slide in 2, like Dual Ingram, love sliding in 2. Everybody. But yeah, man, 1 question per Patreon. I write that over and over too. You know what I mean? Then they be like, yo, why you ain't ask my question? It's like, bro, did you not read it says 1 per Patreon? And I even started to put, if all goes well. You know, someone said, oh, why you don't never tell us when the interview is? And it's like TJ Simmons, Trenton Jones. I believe Trenton Jones is up there. I'm going to have to double check on Trent, and I'm going to let you rock out while I double check. Trenton Jones is actually Tracy Sims. It's actually Tracy Sims, so I know you in here somewhere. We're going to check you right now. But where was I going with this? Before I said Tracy Sims, where did I go, Mario?
I don't know where you were going with that, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, let's get on out to Mr. Sims. What up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
All good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Hey, listen, I just had a quick question. Did you not like that question that I asked you? What's his name?
Which one? Who?
The heavyweight. I was trying to ask you, like, to get them to Tyrone Spong, your brother, man, your twin.
What?
I was trying to
Let
get
Let me go to it. What I do?
It was the meat question.
It was like you was nervous to ask it, so I'm like, should I not be asking that? But I really want everybody to put it on their social media and stuff too. I see a lot of fighters sharing, like when they do an interview.
No, listen, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. Like it's same thing with Stainless, man. Maybe y'all should put from now on in quotations Mario or Mike Hacks, and then I'll make sure to tell them. But I don't know who was it. Oh, James Wilkins, right? The fighter who was on the show. He's like, it's a pride thing. I'm a man. So it's like, Yo, I never ever asked Wilder. I know I sound stupid. Tell me, this is ignorance at its fullest. I'm accepting that, but I never even asked Wilder, who I feel like I got the best relationship with. I never even asked him to post anything on his social media. Never. Not even Danny. It just is. I don't know. It's just some whack shit with me.
You gotta stop that, man.
Yeah, I
you
hear
gotta
you.
stop that.
I hear, but
I
ain't got a problem with y'all asking them though. I ain't got a problem with y'all. It's just something in me. It's just like you know what I mean? Because I don't want them to think that I'm trying to use them for the because I'm always already very appreciative of the interview. Like, yo, Keith, I could get Keith anytime. Like, people can't say that. He be on Skype with us right here on YouTube.
Yeah, man, I remember that.
So it's like, I don't want to also be like, hey, man, by the way, can you post this on social media? And then got to get through that comment like, man, I don't even really use that. That ain't me. Someone else doing it. I don't even, because then if it ain't a yes, now I'm in that position where I don't want to be in, where it's like, damn. Because I get in my feelings. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a Gemini. I get in my feelings. Like, what you mean you can't post it? Been doing interviews with you for 6 years. Why can't? So I don't even want to have those conversations. I'm telling you.
Shoot, they already making Mario the bad guy. You might as well just let him go on here to ask it, man. So he everybody.
Hell yeah, no.
Just let him take everything. He handled it too. No. Go on here to let him ask it.
You absolutely right. That's what we need to do. Just put it in brackets, like Michael Mario asks it, or other hosts ask it.
I will do, because it's a lot of my questions that I worded like that. So I will do. I edit them when I get there. Really appreciative that you decided to make it Patreon.
Only one per Patreon though. Y'all be sliding in like 8. But go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say about Patreon.
A compliment first before I ask a question. That way I ain't gotta, make them know that I still really be paying attention to them.
Yeah, you did catch me off guard. I'm reading it now. He said, thanks for answering our questions. Hope to hear news about a fight from you. My question is, are you going to tell everyone about TBV and possibly become a Patreon? I thought, when I first read it, I thought you said, no, I did, but I messed it up. I thought he said, you're going to tell everyone on his social media to become a Patreon. I didn't know him himself. Only Robert Brandt that I know. Actually, shout out to Javier Caputillo, his nephew, that was also named Javier Caputillo. And also as a trainer, he has Flavio. He was in the corner for Flavio Rodriguez. He signed up too, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yo, listen, one hand washes the other anyway, bro. Like, for not only for trainers but publicists too. Like, yo, I'm gonna get all your fighters. Like, why wouldn't you want a platform that actually puts the word out? Like, people actually get interested in these prospects when we get them on. They're like, yo, that was your guy. Even if it's just to shit on me, like, yo, remember that guy you told us was gonna be dope? He got knocked out. But hey, my man got some press. You know what I mean? But listen, man, TJ, man, yo, what you want me to call you? You got 8. Why y'all got 8 different names? Look, he's TJ Sims over here. He's Tracy.
I got 8 different names, bro. I'm trying to tell you, they call me TJ, T-Mac, T-State, Tracy, Trace. I got so many names that don't make no sense, bro. Whatever you feel comfortable with, big dog.
You the man, champ. Well, thanks for calling in as always, player. Yeah, man. Let me see who else we got to get to, man. We went to Intrigue, right? We never played Intrigue's intro. Oh my God.
I don't think so.
Get the fuck out of here. How that happen? You serious? I ain't played this intro.
Riding in the form with a form, 4 Gianos on my feet, and the paint look wet. Every corner that we been, there's another broke neck. Rolling through the city, swag game on full flex. I know you see me.
Yo, man, I'm at work. I'm just listening. Yeah, y'all probably just missed me because JT added me, man.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Well, there you go, man. Look, that's a guy right there. Another one you got to give respect to, Boomeranger. And it's like second day in a row, he's just listening, man. And appreciate the support, man, because, we need people like you for real, man. We're going to take it to the next level, though. I guarantee you, man. We're going to band together. We're going to reach these goals. Look, I can't even believe while the live show was on, we got 3 more patrons. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Man. Yeah, man. I think we got everybody. Let me double check on Blog Talk here. Yep.
Just a reminder, we'll be live
7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern. Shane Mosley Jr., Thomas Delorme,
Yes,
and
Delorme.
Gabriel Flores Jr. Not in that order. I fucked that. I
And
messed
they're
that
all
up.
out. I see all the posts that, wow, Shane got
Yeah.
16 questions. Okay. Holy shit. That means we got to shorten our interview.
Yeah, I'll take a back seat on that one if you want. I mean, I got one question, but I'm pretty sure it's there.
Gabe got 10 and Delorme. Okay, Delorme getting 10. All right.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
man.
covered Thomas Delorme's fight when he first lost.
Bro, I was
and
huge
so-
on Delorme, bro. I was huge.
Yeah,
And
so
Carlos
was I,
Abreu knocked him out. I was big on him because he's naturally Dominican. His mother and father Dominican, but he was born in San Martin and raised in Puerto Rico, so he takes the whole Puerto Rican side of it, and I was just always on him. But bro, it's crazy. He started off as a welterweight, and that Abreu fight when he got knocked out, they moved him down. They moved him down.
I know.
Now he's back at
No.
welterweight.
He
though.
was killing it in Showbox. You know, he was just
Yes, he
killing
was,
people.
bro. When he was
ESPN,
hot,
he was. Hell yeah, he looked so good. Like he looked like the future for sure. But
Yo,
yo,
I
I'm
bet
gonna
you
tell
don't
you right
remember
now,
this.
TBV cannot go anywhere. At least until we get you a Dominican champion. At least until we
got
get you
one.
that big
We got one. Finally, dog, and I ain't even have to get old.
Fuck.
Jason
Yeah.
Rosario doing us
Rosario.
proud. First
Yo,
unified.
I forgot all about that. Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna say
Listen,
first. I ain't
listen.
gonna say first. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
first of my generation.
Not first, yeah, no, of course, but yeah, man, so many of those guys that were Dominican, that just didn't pan out,
Bro.
over the years.
People will never understand. They get mad at Mario, like, oh, Mario's back. Oh, Mario. Yo, but I need you here, bro, because there's so many things people don't know that over the years, have happened or words, phrases, things like Eurobums and what's another thing, man? So many, bro. Just
Bro,
champions.
you
Like
had,
even Delorme, right? Like people will never know how far he's come. When he first came from Puerto Rico over here, he had like 3 promoters. It was Gary Shaw, who doesn't exist, so people don't even know that anymore. And it was Lou DiBella and Javier Bustillo. And then I'm probably pronouncing that last name wrong, but 3 promoters had Delorme. Then somehow he finally got out of all those contracts, and he was with Floyd for like 2 fights. Never with Al, just kind of working with him like he is now. And yeah, man, he's been able to go so far, bro. People look at him and see he's lost the big fights, and I was a victim of that early on too, like giving a person shit. But yo, to get to his level, Chris Lovejoy would love to have had Delorme's career when it's all said and done, to get all those opportunities, to fight the Crawford of his division. Delorme fought undefeated Abreu on HBO. I bet you if we check his resume, he fought Corinne Mayfield. He about to fight Jamal James. He fought Crawford. He fought, he just beat somebody in a tough fight too, right? And he fought Porter. Didn't he fight Porter too? I'm telling you, my man got opportunities, bro. Got opportunities. You know what I mean? And
For sure.
He did well. He did well in the wife department too. You know what I mean?
That's always a tough one to check off.
Listen, not everybody does. You know what I mean? Not everybody
That's
does.
what I'm saying.
So,
Yeah, and and what about too, like guys that we like that you helped, like look at Orlando. What was it
Orlandito de Valle. Orlandito de Valle,
bro. You had him. He got to tell his whole story. Like that was at a time when he was even getting Showtime fights and nobody was covering him.
They didn't know him.
There was no coverage over him. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it was because he was so small, but as a Puerto Rican fighter, I couldn't believe how little coverage there was of him. And that was another guy.
But boxing is just in a better place. Like, a guy like him right now, with a Top Rank deal, like, Top Rank is doing their thing, man, on the developmental side. I mean, they got 4 Puerto Ricans. I forgot to tell that other guy. I hope he's still listening, Edmo. Shout out to Edmo. I got you in the cap. It's right here. Boom. So they got the Duodorno brothers, but they kind of one kind of took a little halt with the draw he just got. You know what I mean? There was a lot of hype on him. He had all these knockouts. Then they got the draw. Then they got Joseph and what's his other name? Jose, probably Jose and Joseph Adorno. Then they got Juan Bauza. Then they got Edward Berlanga, but Berlanga looks like the real deal. My man is huge for 160. He's with Andre Rozier, so he's getting all that New York spawn. He's getting that Jacob spawn. He's getting that Derevyanchenko spawn. He's getting that Marcus Brown spawn. You know, I'm pretty sure he's getting that Justin Briggs, you know, spawn who trains with Joe Judah. You know, all them New York City dudes. So I'm thinking he's going to be something, man. He's going to be something possibly, you know what I mean? He's already looking like it with the power. He got Fat Joe walking him out. He's solid. They pushed the shit back now, but it was selling out. It was selling out in Madison Square, you know. But they was doing a little room, which he should, because he's young. He's young, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to try Trey, I guess, one more time. I know you've been listening. I just feel, oh, there we go. Mario, who's that? 449, I feel like I know that number. Probably like E Black or something, right?
Yeah, let me look.
Houston.
It just disappeared.
Nah, it's there. Unless I got.
Oh, there it is. No, it's a new number.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure? I'm about to double check.
I'm positive.
All right, he's positive. I'm not gonna.
I actually forgot to tell you earlier that I didn't. When you said you gave the other three.
What's area code is this? Where is that?
240. I do not know.
Word? Gotta be some other 240s.
It is Maryland.
Ah, there we go. Going out to Maryland. Who's this? This not Victor? This might be Victor in Baltimore.
Nah, this new caller.
Oh, new caller. Mario's right. I should have never second guessed you, Mario. What's going on, brother? Where you calling in from? What's your name?
Shit, my name DC. I'm out in Talladega, Alabama.
Oh, you in
But
Alabama?
no, I'm from DC though.
Oh,
yeah, I'm from DC though.
But you in Alabama. How long you been in Alabama?
Yeah. Shortly down here for some years now, man. My daddy's folks down here, so I've been down here for a little minute. But yeah, man, I'm like I've been listening to y'all for a minute now, man. For about a little bit under a year. And I hate y'all boys ain't on YouTube no more, man. I was fucking with it every day. But shit, I'm gonna try to sign up for the Patreon, man, because like I said, man, I like this show. I'm with what buddy name who just called Ed Mo.
Yeah.
And he just described my whole story right there, man. He just explained everything just like him.
Oh,
shit, man. I was just listening and shit and down. I was one of them dudes wake up listening to First Take and shit like that, man. I would stop listening then and just be calling in, listening to y'all every morning, man. But y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. I see y'all taking off, man, for real.
Will do, brother.
But I just want to make all the top-notch boxing fans mad. Let these boys know, man, Wilder gonna retire a legend, man. He gonna be one of the all-time greats when it's all said and done. That's all I wanted to say. That's my call. But I'm gonna sign up for the Patreon, man. It's an app you gotta download.
You could download the app just so you could have a better experience, but you could also go to patreon.com on any computer / The Boxing Voice, you know, the name of the podcast.
Okay, then. Well, shit, yeah, man. I'm gonna sign up for it, though, man. But, yeah, y'all keep doing your thing, man.
All right, brother. Well, thank you, man. And if there's anyone else out there that is, what he said his name was? You wrote it down?
Yeah, DC.
DC, if there's anyone out there like DC in Alabama that doesn't know what Patreon is and needs some sort of help, if you got an Instagram, hit me up. I say Instagram because I can send you voice messages instead of just texting you. You know what I mean? Just get it on out. They're like 1 minute at a time or maybe even longer. So, and I can send you links, right? So if you're like, yo, what's Patreon? Boom, here's the link, you know, right to how to get to it. And then it's like, all right, you clicked it. Now you got more questions. Now you can ask me them, and I'm going to send you voice answers right back. So anyone can hit me up at NestGTO and just hit me in the DM. You ain't even got to follow me. Just DM me, and I will walk you through anything, whether that be how to listen to the show absolutely free, because you can listen absolutely free, just like my man DC from Alabama is doing by calling in the Blog Talk. That's still absolutely free, you know. So, yeah. But that is our last caller, I believe. We definitely, J-Mac, did we give you the boomerang? I guess so. All right, so then that is it. Stainless too, right? All right, we got to everybody. All right, Mario, Nest GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. We're back at 7 p.m. Don't forget Shane Mosley, Gabriel Flores Jr., and Thomas Delorme in the welterweight division. We're going to have some... what up, J-Mac? I didn't get to you? I did? Oh, I didn't.
Nah, my brother said you gonna give me a third call. So shit, I forgot. Hold on, I gotta take care of something. Go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah, man. So we'll have those guests on the show. Catch us at 7 p.m. It was a great, long morning show. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you later, alligators.
At Maury McGee on Twitter, at Maury McGee on Instagram. Hit me up, chop it up. Peace.
Do say.